face, no face, no face, no face, no face, no. I don't get sleepy off no melatonin, my therapy.
From Morris Field in Arlington Heights, Illinois, this afternoon, Roosevelt University Athletics and FloCollege bring you Roosevelt University Lakers football this afternoon. It is a Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletics Conference matchup between the host, Roosevelt University Lakers, and the visiting Ferris State Bulldogs. Hi again, everybody, and good afternoon. I'm Tom Westenfeld. Great to have you along with us on what looks to be a glorious day for football. We'll get to the weather as we go on the pregame here today, as the Roosevelt Lakers coming into this afternoon's ball game off a bye week last week. The Lakers coming in 1 victory, 2 defeats on the year, as their last game was a defeat 2 weeks ago, 38-21 in that wild marathon game against Wisconsin Oshkosh. Meanwhile, the Lakers going up against their most formidable opponent to date, as Ferris State coming in 4-0 on the year. They are number 1 in the nation right now, and they are the defending NCAA Division II champions. They have been steamrolling their opponents left and right this year. Their last game was a 76-0 win over Rio Grande. As we said, a great day here for football. Temperature right now checking in at about 83 degrees under sunny skies. So a great matchup on tap as the Lakers look to get back on the winning track against the very formidable Ferris State Bulldogs. We're going to pause, take a very quick timeout, and when we come back on the pregame, we'll have our pregame interview with Roosevelt head football coach Billy McCune. That'll be coming up next right after we take this timeout. This is Roosevelt University football on FloCollege.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome back as we continue on Laker football pregame, our countdown to kickoff. Lakers back in action this afternoon as they'll be facing Ferris State at Morris Field in Arlington Heights. Joined again now by Roosevelt University head football coach Billy McCune. And, Coach, welcome back. Had a little bit of a chat last week, and I suspect that even though it's been a while since your last game, it hasn't been much of a downtime for you. I suspect that you've been doing preps as normal, even though you've had a couple of weeks since your last game.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks for having me back on. But yeah, no, we're steady going. Where there's no breaks. Once the season starts, we're kind of tunnel vision and making sure that we're getting better each day and working at it. So yeah, not a little bit of fresh air last weekend for some of our guys, and us coaches continued to work through and spent a little time with our families too to kind of refresh a little bit. But ready to get back to playing games is a fun part.
With the week off, does it alter your schedule at all as far as practices and how you go about things day to day?
Well, certainly different in terms of preparation. You're not solely focused on one opponent. You kind of can look inward a little bit and do a little bit of self-scout and kind of go back and look at what you've been successful at and what you need to work on and kind of tailor those practices a little bit towards that. Also, get a look ahead at not just your next opponent, but start to get some ideas for the down the line as well in that time. So you're not just solely focused on the rush and the input and all of the stuff that goes along with getting ready for a game. You kind of get to spread it out a little bit and help future you a little bit as well.
When you have the off day, almost asking out of my own sense of curiosity, when you have the off week rather, when you have the early practices after your last game, do you go a little bit lighter there in that sense, or do you prepare as if you're going to have another game this week, even though it'll be an off day as you had this past Saturday?
Yeah, it's a combination. Some certain players that maybe had some injuries or something like that, we'll be a little bit lighter with those guys. Some of the guys that you're a little more relying on. It's a great development week for guys that are kind of chomping at the bit for an opportunity, or next guy on the depth chart getting themselves ready to go. There's shorter practices because there's less opponent scout periods, but a little bit more competition there too. So it probably breaks down about the same in all honesty. But we like to think of they're shorter in time. If that answers the question a little bit.
I suspect you mentioned opponent scouting. I suspect that as the game date obviously approaches, you begin to focus more on that. After the day off Saturday, you come back to practice now earlier this week, and you really start to hone in on your competition this coming week.
Oh yeah, we stole some days undoubtedly last week with some prep periods, to get ready for Ferris State as well. So we've had the plan here for a good 2 weeks. They didn't play last weekend either, so there was no new film, no new stuff to learn. So we've had that ready to go and been working at it, and we stole a few periods, no doubt, but again, like you said, like this week, all Ferris, right? All business for this game, but last week, you get to mix in a little bit. So
looking back, you're 3 games into the season, and do you go back when you're preparing for a particular game? Do you ever go back and look at the early games as opposed to just the most recent game, or do you pretty much file the first 2 away and then you concentrate on what you did in your most recent outing?
We're always encompassing. We know as we get ready for opponents, we're going through all of their stuff. Whether we are using it for our breakdown and our data input and our data, our analytics stuff, but or not is different based on kind of score and like opponents and things like that. But for us, we're always we know what they're looking for, what other teams are looking at. So we got to know ourselves and know what we're good at and know what we need to work on and see what we need to carry with us and what things we could build off of and some things that maybe we need to scrap and put on the shelf for another day.
You mentioned the fact that other teams are also looking at what you've been doing, and that's got to be always in the back of your mind. Yes, you have video on the opposing team, but they also have video on you. So that I believe has to kind of play into your mindset a little bit. Yeah,
it's standard, right? It's always kind of been the case. So there's no hiding on what's on the camera. What you're putting on tape is ultimately who you are in some instance. But that's a part of it. Everybody's preparing, everybody's working hard. So that's the barrier of entry into the sport. So but you're always kind of building off of, hey, we had success on this thing. All right, what can we do that's like that can get us into a similar spot? And hey, this hasn't been working. How do we make it better? Or like I said, do you have to put it on the shelf for another day or refine it in the off season?
You mentioned something a couple of weeks ago, and it's something that continues to ever since it was an answer during the pregame when we were on the road last in Oshkosh about how football is more practice than game time, and football is really, really unique in that regard, isn't it? I compare it to, say, baseball, which I follow that every single day, and that's more game time than practice. It's completely the reverse in football, and that makes football kind of unique in a way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. There's fewer tests, if you want to look at it that way. But it's similar where you're trying to get, I've used the example of baseball all the time. You go out there for a baseball practice, you get 40 ground balls as a shortstop, right? In the game, you might get 6 or you might get 5, right? So you're just getting those reps into muscle memory, and you're doing the same thing in football, right? It's just there's more people on the field, and there's more variables that come into play there. So that would be the biggest difference, where you're not going to get 40 of the same play, and you almost never get the same block, the same technique that you have to block destruction, whatever it might be, because people change, sizes different, speed, leverage, all of those things change from play to play, and it's really what makes the game the best, in my opinion. So yeah.
One other thing that has always stood out over the years, and that is, this happened a few years ago. I was calling a basketball game, and afterwards, I think it was a Saturday afternoon, and afterwards, this was in, I think, February, something like that, and afterwards, the football team came out, and they were doing wind sprints in the gym as we were packing up, and that's something that there's so much about football that so many people don't see, isn't there? A lot of people, I fall into this category myself. It's my own fault that I often concentrate when I'm following football on just the Saturday, but there's so much more that goes into it, and there's so much more that people don't see, and now it's turned into kind of a year-round endeavor, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has. And there's a lot of media and content out there these days, whether there's Hard Knocks on HBO or they did the SEC thing on Netflix and the quarterback show. They're trying to show some people what the behind the scenes look like, because in the world of fantasy football and legalized sports gambling, everybody's kind of results driven, but you forget about all the work that goes on behind the scenes and the details of, hey, we're in the gym at 6 a.m. while you guys are sleeping, and it's all for 10, 12, 14, whatever, however many Saturdays you get in the season, so it is a great microcosm of life, though. Like, no one cares, work harder. That's kind of a model that we've talked about a lot as a program, and you got to get prepared for that opportunity. So you could create your own breaks and create your own momentum and stuff like that.
One thing you also mentioned in the last couple of weeks, I think it was the last time we were here in this studio, and that is that you want to play football every day. You were mentioning that. Has that always been your feeling since you started playing in your youth days? Have you always had that passion for the game?
Yeah, football, all sports, really. I love competition. Our motto is put the ball down. Let's play. It doesn't matter what you say, what you do. Like, it could be a 10-yard sprint. And if you've been in our facility in the hallway, there's 2 pieces of white tape on the hallway floor, and you're probably wondering if that's holding the carpet together. No, that's 10 yards, and we got plenty of video of players racing, coaches racing, me included. So we're always looking for competition. I'm super competitive. I love competing in almost anything that if we're walking up the stairs at the same time, I'm going to probably try to get to the top. I might not let you know that, but just little small victories. That's just kind of the way I've been wired since I was a little kid. And sports always just made, athletics in general have always just made sense. Some kids play video games. Like, I'd just go shoot in the driveway or hit rocks with a wiffle ball bat, or played a lot of football games by myself in the backyard. I was fortunate enough. My uncle was a high school coach, and I had full equipment, so I'm fully geared up in the back. I was praying for rain to get a little muddy so I can look like the guys on TV. Try to get a little grass clump in my face mask, diving into the ground as, but that's always been who I have been. It's never changed. I've joked with people and sometimes half serious, like, hey, one day, like players, hey, one day you're going to hire me. Like my the real world's coming for me at some point. I'm still living in the dream. So, I've always loved competition. I've always loved sports. Football is kind of one that's, it's got my heart for sure. Ever since I was a little guy. So,
Sounds like you're the classic type where even if you're playing a board game at home, you're the guy who wants to be the winner.
Yeah. I have a 6-year-old son, Liam, and my wife maybe gives me a little grief every now and then, like, hey, maybe let him, win. I don't know if I'm teaching him the right lesson by letting him win. I might give him some hope here and there, but but it's just, that's how I am. I can't help myself. So it's going to reflect in one way or another. But that's how it goes.
How does that approach help you in coaching?
Well, you just you want to stay ahead. You don't want to let people down. You want to keep giving yourself opportunities to be successful. So you're really to not leaving any stones unturned and trying to find the details of how we're going to get this win, or how are we going to be successful on this play, or this coverage, or whatever it might be. And it all kind of comes full circle. It's so many little tiny competitions within one football play. So it's finding those details and finding those ways to win those small battles and make that big picture look the way we want to.
That's interesting that you mentioned that there's all kinds of competitions going on every snap of the ball, and it kind of, when you bring it up, it kind of clicks in my mind that you've got the offensive linemen, they're battling on every snap, the offensive and defensive lines, the receivers, they're battling the defensive backs. There's a lot going on that many people may not see because they're focused on the ball.
Yep. Oh yeah. There's 11 guys out there trying to do their job, and then 11 guys on the other side trying to prevent them from doing their job or doing their job better than you're doing yours. And then you go to the sideline, and there's a position coach trying to get his wide receivers ready, and a position coach trying to get his DBs that are going against him ready, and then guys that are calling the plays and managing the clock and the situations. So there's so many details. If you're just watching the ball, you're missing a lot of the game, but that's pretty exciting too. So
I would think, too, you mentioned the competitive nature of your personality, and I would think that as you're on the sideline and you're actually doing game prep during the week, there is also kind of the chess game that you want to try to win, because football is a huge game of strategy. You have to make adjustments. Is that part of the fun of coaching for you as well?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a big part of it. It's so there's a scheme game, right, going on, undoubtedly. But it's really so much about getting the best out of your group of guys, and trying to tailor what you're doing to make them, give them the best opportunity to be successful. So yeah, you could get ahead and say, hey, this play or this coverage or this blitz or whatever it might be works great against what they do here. But if your guys can't execute it, then the scheme kind of goes out the window, right? So in chess or checkers or a board game or something like that, you're moving the pieces and you're doing the thought process, right? But in football, you're on the sideline. The guys are out there doing it, so you got a plan, and we could draw pretty pictures, and we do, for the guys of where we want to go and how they're going to try to defend it, or how we're going to defend what they're doing. But ultimately, those guys got to go out there and execute, and that's part of the fun for them. And it's a great part of coaching is seeing your guys go out there and be better than they were the day before, and continue to progress and maybe do something that they haven't been able to do in the past.
As you're on the sidelines during a game, and we've talked a little bit about it in the past, during the halftime break, you try to make adjustments. How much thinking do you do on the fly? Because you have to visualize what's going on the field and try to get a pulse of the game, and then process that, and then make some decisions. How many do you often make them on the fly as you're going through the game?
I think inevitably you got to be able to adjust. You got to plan. We make sure we got a good plan going in each week, each game, of how we want to handle things, and we're going to work that plan. But we're going to adjust when we got to adjust. And a lot of those decisions, you're calculating a lot of different factors that go into the game, and trying to make the best one for your team and your group. So some of it is on the fly. You're constantly preparing for those things. Whether it's in the off season going through situational stuff, or even just watching football, watching things that happen on the Sunday night game, or watching Monday Night Football, watching as much college tape and rewinds as I can get my hands on. Big into these games in 60 minutes on TV. I could get through and fast forward through the commercials and just kind of see how some of those situational things play out. And we take a lot of that and bring it into our team and say, hey, you guys were probably watching Monday Night Football. You guys saw the 2-minute situation here. This is how they handled it. This is where they needed to fix it, or however they manage the clock there, and just talking about things so our guys have a better IQ of football, and when they're in those situations, they can make good decisions and good team decisions too.
Sounds like when you're just going through some downtime and watching a game on the weekend, you still have your coach's thinking cap on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that doesn't really go away. And just watching it too, sometimes frustrating on TV. You know, that's you're used to watching again, whether that's a matchup on the line or a matchup on the perimeter, and trying to see two guys or two schemes go at it, and you know, you only get the quarterback in the lines, right? But you know, so I love watching it. I'm a fan, you know, for still, and it's not just a hobby or a job, you know. I love it. I love all things about it. So whether I'm playing it, coaching it, or watching it, I'm still trying to take it all in and learn from every situation and see if there's something that we could take and make it ours, or make it better and make it ours, right? So
finally, looking ahead, you have quite an opponent coming up this week, Ferris State. This team is putting points on the board left and right. I think they had 76 in their last game, averaging right around 53 points a game. Does that give you pause when you look at the stat sheet going into a game like that, or you just try to not put it out of your mind, but you try not to let it intimidate you and just try to keep steady with your game plan?
Yeah, I mean, they do a lot of good stuff. They got a lot of good players. You know, they've had a lot of success, but that doesn't have anything to do with us, right? So it's all about us doing the fundamentals well and playing our calls and coverages and all the stuff that we want to do correctly and with good technique. And if we do that, you know, then we'll limit some of that. They're going to make plays. They got a lot of good players. They got a lot of good schemes. So you know, that's inevitable. But how are we going to respond? You know, are we going to fold, or are we going to keep fighting and we're going to fix the problems? So that's what I'm excited to see from our group. You know, we got a resilient group. We got a tough group. So I'm excited to see that in action Saturday against, you know, the creme de la creme.
Sounds like you relish a matchup like this coming up.
Want to play the best, you know, and we want to play the best while they're playing good, and they're playing good ball right now. So you know, we want that challenge, and we want to see where we stack up and where we measure against the top program in Division II. So yeah, really excited about that, no doubt.
All right, another interesting game coming up this weekend. Coach, thanks for joining us here as we count down to kickoff. Best of luck, and we'll see you as the weeks go by.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Billy McCune with us before this afternoon's ball game, Roosevelt against Ferris State. We're going to pause, take a quick timeout, come back with more as we get ready for kickoff. This is Roosevelt University football on FloCollege.
From our first day, Roosevelt has been a place for all. Before it was widely accepted, Dr. Edward Sparling stood for social justice. When asked to take a racial and religious census, he simply responded, "We don't count that way." And 62 faculty members walked out with him. Together, they founded Roosevelt University, a place for you to belong.
And we welcome you back live to Morris Field in Arlington Heights, Illinois. Our thanks to head coach Billy McCune for chatting with us earlier on in the week on the Laker pregame as we get ready to continue counting down to kickoff here this afternoon. As we said at the top of the broadcast, a glorious day as the Lakers now coming out of the field just as we came back out of break. 83 degrees, winds coming out of the south at about 9 miles an hour, so we'll see if that has an effect. It looks like it's a little bit breezy, though. Had a chance to walk on field level, or walk at field level about maybe 45 minutes ago, and it did seem a little bit of a breeze when I was walking towards our right here, and the breeze was coming right at us and seemed to be a little bit more powerful than just a light breeze, so we'll see how that affects things here this afternoon. Ferris State, the number one team in the nation, coming in 76-0 win over Rio Grande in their last matchup. Prior to that, they had wins over Pittsburgh State by a final of 34-17. They defeated Lake Erie 63-6. Their closest game of the year was a 41-34 win over Tiffin before their win by 76 points in their first shutout of the year 2 weeks ago, back on the 20th of September. Lakers winning their first game of the year. Since then, they have lost their 2 games in the interim, with their last matchup coming up against Wisconsin Oshkosh in that wild ball game a couple of weeks ago in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, a game that featured about 3 hours of weather delays. Started the game at 1 o'clock, and I think we ended right around 6:15 p.m. or so. A day unlike any other a couple of weeks ago in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Ferris State now coming out onto the field as well, and shortly we'll be sending it down to midfield for the coin toss. The Laker captains are gathered here on the sideline below us. This Ferris State football team, just an incredible record over the recent years. 3 national championships in this decade. We'll talk more about that now as the day goes along, but now we will send it to the public address and down to the field for the coin toss for today's game.
Gentlemen, shake hands. Ferris State, you're the visiting team. You get to call the toss. Eagle will be tails. Lady Liberty will be heads. Heads, tails. What's the call?
Tails.
Tails is the call. Ferris State has won the toss. Good choice until the second half. Roosevelt will receive on this end. Good luck, fellas. Have fun.
A lot of wind riffling through the portable microphone on the referee. The possession by the referee here today as Ferris State winning the opening toss, and they have decided to defer, so the Lakers will get the ball to start the first half of this afternoon's ball game. Lakers won their opening game of the year here at Morris Field. And they're going to try to repeat that here this afternoon against Ferris State University. We were talking before the coin toss about the great run of recent years for Ferris State. Over the last decade, they've compiled a 126-14 overall record, 3 national titles, 6 conference championships. They have posted 5 unbeaten regular seasons, capturing 6 regional titles and reaching the national quarterfinals 6 times. Ferris State has also accumulated 3 Harlan Hill National Player of the Year trophies, as the accolades just have been coming in left and right for this program over the last 10-odd years or so. As head coach Tony Anise has built a powerhouse at Ferris State. Both teams coming off a bye week, and the Lakers next week will be back on the road at Saginaw Valley State. Interesting part about the Lakers' schedule, it is kind of backloaded toward the road portion of their schedule. After today, they'll have just 2 home games remaining here at Morris Field. So Ferris State now ready to kick the football away, and we're about ready for football this afternoon at Morris Field in Arlington Heights, Illinois. Ferris State will be kicking off as we look at it, and as you watch in our FloCollege video stream from our right to left, twin receivers are back deep here for the Lakers. Great to have you with us from wherever you may be, as it'll be Norian Espedron and Cam Davis back deep to take the kicks here for the Lakers. The run-up, and we are underway this afternoon here in Arlington Heights, Illinois. Davis fields at about the 3-yard line, far side, angles right, and he'll be at the 10. Got a little bit of a block cut back to the left side there, and he's piled up and dropped, it looks like right around the 20 or 21-yard line. So that's where the Laker offense will set things up here on their first possession of the football game. Zach Zella at the controls for the Lakers. Ryan Ahern making the tackle for Ferris State, and so 1st and 10 now for the Lakers. They spot the ball, looks like in the middle of the field, just shy of the 21-yard line. So just barely the wide side of the field will be the far left side of the field. 2 receivers to the right and 1 wide to the left side. Zach Zella out of the shotgun has Cam Davis to his left in the backfield. Zella, arms outstretched, takes the long snap, hands off to Davis, off right guard and tackle, and fighting for yardage, picked up 1 or 2 at best, out to about the 23-yard line.
Cam Davis, the ball carrier, stopped on the play by number 22, Alston Ware.
Tackle on the play made for Ferris State by Alston Ware, sophomore defensive back from Ocoee, Florida, as it'll be 2nd down now coming up here, 2nd and 8 for the Lakers at their own 23-yard line. Back quickly to the line of scrimmage, and a quick snap pass here to the near side. Ball caught and then immediately out of bounds. Let's see where they spot this football here. Ball was caught along the near side as Michael Prokos, the intended receiver, making the grab. He's the 6-foot wide out, the sophomore from Crystal Lake, Illinois. He immediately got wrapped up and tossed out of bounds. And so 3rd down and about 2 coming up here for Roosevelt now. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Zella out of the shotgun. Hands off now to Cam Davis. Angles to his left off left guard and tackle, and was able to move his way out to about the 32 or 33-yard line. And that'll move the chains here, and the Lakers will have their first down of the game. Well, Lakers this year coming in 17 of 44, 38.6% in third down conversions. 1st and 10 for the Lakers here. 3 receivers left, 2 right, so receivers everywhere as Zella out of the shotgun, takes the quick snap, slingshots it to the far side. Ball caught along the left sideline and brought out across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Quick toss over to the far side, and the first catch of the day there for Norbert Espadron. Norbert, the 5'8 wide receiver from Rancho Cucamonga, California. 2 receivers near right now in a tandem formation. And nobody wide left, it appears. Nope, 1 receiver wide to the left side. Zella now has Davis to his right of the backfield. 2nd down and short about a yard. Zella, straight drop after taking the long snap. Over the middle, ball is going to be caught, it looks like, around the 35-yard line. Yep, toss right over the middle. And the Lakers are in Ferris State territory for the first time this afternoon. Quick pitch and catch across the middle there to Noran Espadron. His 17th catch of the year. Came in with 212 yards receiving, and the Laker offense is on the move. 2 receivers to the right, nobody wide left. Actually now 1 wide left. Wing left as well. Zella out of the shotgun. Hands off to Davis. Off right guard and tackle. And he'll pick up a yard maybe at the most. Not much going on there. Among those at the bottom of the pile there was Isaiah Byers, the senior linebacker, 6 foot 227 from Elk Grove, California. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left side. 2nd down, and it looks like about 8 from the Ferris State 31-yard line. Zella takes the snap. Back to throw. Tosses it to the right flat. Davis catches it and has nowhere to go. Immediately wrapped up and dropped on that play. And so it'll be a loss of yardage. Nolan Ziegler, the junior linebacker, 6'3", 220 from Caledonia, Michigan, on the tackle for Ferris State. So 3rd down and double digits now for the Lakers. 3rd and it looks like 14. Slot left and 2 receivers right as well. Zella out of the shotgun. Davis to his right. Looked like a lot of movement there, and we have flags down everywhere. That looked like an awkward snap. Officials will confirm we'll have our first penalty of the ball game.
Offside. Defense number 91. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So offside called on Ferris State. And that'll move the Lakers up 5 yards. So their situation improves here a bit. Spot the football to the Ferris State 32-yard line. Procos wide to the right. And 3 receivers in a tight triangle formation on the left side. Zell out of the shotgun. Hands it off to Davis. Reverses his field, lost his footing, and he got buried back at about the 36-yard line. No chance there for Davis. Went right then left and really didn't have very far to go. Jack Lamancusa on the tackle, sophomore defensive end from Rockford, Michigan. And so now it is 4th down. It looks like in about a dozen here. Lakers are going to go for it. 2 receivers right and 2 left. Motion to the near side now. Zella back to throw. Here comes a blitz. Zella unloads underneath and nothing going on there. And so the drive stalls. And the Ferris State defense, which gave up only 8 rushing yards in their last game, they hold here. And now Ferris State's offense will take the field for the first time this afternoon. Good start to the drive there for the Lakers, but really not materializing with any points. Spot the football to the Ferris State 36-yard line. 1st down and 10 now for the Bulldogs. They'll have a slot right and a slot to the left side. Wyatt Bauer at the controls for Ferris State. 6'2" quarterback from Corona, Michigan. Bauer has a man to his right in motion, takes the long snap, quick toss to the far side, has his man to the 40-yard line, and breaking 1 tackle, but then not another on that reception. Quick ball to the right flat to Tay Boyd. There was initial contact, and then the Lakers came in defensively to close out the play. So 2nd down coming up now. Khalil Nichols getting credit for the stop for the Lakers. 5'11" defensive back from Chicago, Illinois. 2nd down and 5 from the 41 for Ferris State. Motion to the backfield. And motion now from the right side as they had 3 receivers deployed right. Quick pitch here, far sideline. And it'll be brought out to about the 49 or 50-yard line. A little misdirection there by Ferris State. And it got tossed over to the far side, and that'll be a 1st down here for Ferris State. Looked like it got tossed there to Cam Underwood. 3 receivers left and 1 to the right side. Motion to the far side now. As it was Tariq Brett, as a matter of fact, on the carry on the last play. Thought it was 9 on the jersey, and it was 1-0. So either way, first down and 10 now at the Ferris State 49-yard line. Motion to the far side. Bauer takes the snap. Stands in, has plenty of time, airs it out down the middle. Man wide open, caught at the 10-5, touchdown Ferris State. That one went to Underwood, who was 3 or 4 yards behind the defensive back. And just like that, Ferris State, this number 1 rated offense in the nation, puts the first points of the game on the board. So now all of the point after on the way for Ferris State. They're 28 of 31 in point after attempts. Eddie Jewett on the kick. He's a right-footed soccer-style kicker. Snap, spot, and the kick, end over ender. And it is good. And we have a timeout on the field. 9:42 to go in the opening quarter. Timeout with a score. Ferris State 7, Roosevelt nothing. Take a break and return. This is Roosevelt football on FloCollege. So a 51-yard touchdown pass. Bauer to Underwood. Bauer his 7th touchdown pass of the season. And Ferris State the lead by a score of 7-0. Norian Espadron and Cam Davis now back to take the kickoff, as the Bulldogs will be kicking off here now from right to left. Run up and the kick here by Mitch Middleton. And that will be in and out of the end zone, it looks like, for a touchback. And so the Lakers will set things up for their second possession of the football game. Zach Zella this year coming into the game for the Lakers. 63 of 99, 815 yards passing, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for the season. Lakers on that first drive continuing to run that up-tempo, no-huddle offense. And they had a great start, but then the drive stalling inside the Ferris State 40-yard line. Lakers now will line up here with a motion to the far side that'll set up 2 receivers, make it 3 to the left and 1 to the right. Motion out of the backfield by Cam Davis. Zella will toss it to Davis near side, and Cam immediately after making the catch, angling to his right out of bounds around the 28 or 29-yard line, shielded by the players below us here on the sideline, so couldn't tell right away where it was. We'll see where they spot the football. And it'll be second down coming up from the Laker 29-yard line. 2nd and 6 for Roosevelt. 2 receivers, wide left. Motion now to the near side. And they'll run an end around to the near side. Espadron bumped hard out of bounds by 2 Ferris State players. Norian Espadron coming in motion to the near side. And got hit simultaneously as he came to the near sideline. And so the Lakers now will have it coming up 3rd and about 3. 3 receivers left and 1 right now. Zella claps the hands, then now looks to the near sideline for the signal for the play. Prokos is the wide receiver to the right side, and now the time winding down, and the Lakers will take a timeout. So the Lakers taking time here in the early going of this game. 8:27 to go in the first quarter. 7-0 in favor of Ferris State. That Ferris State touchdown drive, 3 plays, 64 yards, and that was over in a heartbeat. It took 1 minute and 15 seconds. And that is the challenge for any team facing an offense that is this powerful. Ferris State averaging over 53 points a game this season. And what is it now? Don't know about the week previous to the last game for Ferris State, but when you count the game previous for Ferris State, their 76-0 win. You add 7 points here. That's what, 83 straight points on the board, at least for Ferris State. 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the near right now. Zach Zella out of the shotgun on 3rd down and 2. Motion to the far side. Zella looking right, steps up, and he'll be dropped back at the 30-yard line. Good pursuit there. And so the Lakers will have to kick the football away. I believe Justin Payout was among those on the tackle there for Ferris State. Also there was Caleb Davis, the senior defensive lineman from Grand Rapids, Michigan. So now Owen O'Sullivan in to kick here for the Lakers. Single safety back deep for Ferris State. That'll be Brady Rose back deep now for the Bulldogs. High snap. O'Sullivan gets the kick away. Bit of a rush as well. A mile-high kick, end over ender. And Rose, in a kind of a sizable crowd there, calls for the fair catch right around the 32 or 33-yard line. And that's where Ferris State will take over 1st down and 10. Owen O'Sullivan coming into the game for the Lakers, averaging 36.4 yards a kick. And so 1st and 10 now for Ferris State. Well, a long way to go, obviously, but kind of an important defensive set here, I think, for the Lakers. Do not want to fall behind an offense this powerful by more than 1 score. Slot right, slot left, motion to the near side. Bauer hands off. They'll run a sweep here to the near left side, and it'll end right at the 40-yard line. Tariq Brett taking the handoff as he came around to the near side. And the ball is spotted at the 40-yard line. Carlos Conley, the 6-foot defensive back from Plainfield, Illinois, on the tackle for Roosevelt. For Ferris State, 2nd down and 4 at their own 40-yard line. Slot right and 2 receivers near left. Snap, handoff as they'll move it off right guard and tackle, and this play goes nowhere. Handoff went to Zach Ahern, who has 4 touchdowns this season, 26 carries, 161 yards rushing coming in, averaging 6.2 yards a carry, but he gets nothing there. So 3rd and 4 coming up now for Ferris State. Liddell Allen, the tackle for the Lakers. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right side. Wyatt Bauer out of the shotgun. Motion to the far side now. Here's the snap. Little mini play action, toss to the left flat, and they'll bring it out to around the 49 or 50-yard line. Carson Gulker on the catch and short run up the near left sideline. And they will put the ball down right around the 50-yard line. Kieron Pryor, the 5'10 defensive back, the sophomore from Evanston, Illinois, making the play defensively for Roosevelt. 1st and 10 from midfield now for Ferris State. They have 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right side. Bauer out of the shotgun as a man to his left in the backfield. Motion to the near side. Bauer straight drop. Stands in, looks, airs it out again down the near side. Again wide open. Caught at the 12 and to the 10-5. Touchdown once again. Bauer connects on a long pass to Cam Underwood. And just like that, it is a 2-possession lead for Ferris State at 13-0 with 5:46 to go. So Cam Underwood had 1 touchdown reception coming into the game this year. Has 2 in this first quarter, and both on the long ball. Here's Eddie Jewett on to attempt the point after now for Ferris State. So touchdown passes of 51 and 50 yards. The kick is up and it is good, and we have a timeout on the field. 5:46 to go in the opening quarter. Timeout with a score. Ferris State 14, Roosevelt nothing. Take a break and return. This is Roosevelt football on FloCollege. this point in the game. Still very early days, but Wyatt Bauer, a quarterback rating of 508.6. He's 4 of 4 for 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. I don't think I've ever seen a rating in that level. Anyway, kicking time for Ferris State as they lead at 14-0. Norian Espedron and Cam Davis are the twin receivers back deep for the Lakers. High end-over-end kick. Let's see if the wind tamps it down. Well, not enough for it to be returned, and so it'll be another touchback. The Lakers right now. Zach Zella, 5 of 6, 39 yards passing so far. Total offense so far in this ball game. 130 yards for Ferris State on 7 snaps. Lakers have 44 yards offense in the game thus far. So spot the football on the far hash. And so the wide side of the field will be the near right side of the field. 3 receivers in tandem to the right and 1 to the left side. Zach Zella out of the shotgun. There's a man to his right in the backfield. Jack Young Jr. in motion to the far side for Roosevelt. Now he'll come back toward the near side. Handoff here. They'll run it off left guard and tackle for very, very short yardage. First carry of the ball game for Chris Riley Richardson for Roosevelt. Chris is the 6-foot running back, the senior from Chicago. And no gain, so 2nd and 10 coming here for the Lakers at their own 25-yard line. Jack Lemoncusa again on the tackle. His 2nd of the game for Ferris State. Slot right. Single wide out left. Back to throw Zella. Slant route here. Caught. And C.J. Hood trying to escape from a couple of tacklers there and was able to get to the 30-yard line. Looked like the first contact made, and then as Justin Payout made the first contact there, and Hood tried to get out of that and wound up being tackled at the 30-yard line. Actually, I think they spotted it a little bit further beyond the 30 as a pass came to the near side, and it'll be brought to about the 35 or 36-yard line. The line of scrimmage there was the 32. They'll spot it and around the 37, actually. It looks like a gain of 5. And 2nd and 5 on the way now for Roosevelt. And that play happened so quick, and it was a pass to the near side. Didn't see the receiver. It was Michael Prokos. Didn't see right away because of the players on the near sideline. Snap, toss. Looks like a little halfback option. Hood tosses it downfield. Right sideline, caught it about the 31-yard line. The Lakers, a little misdirection there. Michael Prokos on the other end of the pass. And so the Lakers in business now. They're into Ferris State territory for the 2nd time of the ball game. So C.J. Hood with a completed pass to Prokos. 1st and 10 for Roosevelt. Ball is at the Ferris State 31-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 on the left side. Zella takes the snap. Hands it off. They'll run it off left guard and tackle. And battling for yards again is Riley Richardson. And stood up. Let's see what they give him on forward progress here. Spotted at the Bulldog 29. So 2nd down on the way for the Lakers. 2nd and 8 from the Ferris State 29. Slot right. Receiver to the left side. Riley Richardson again. Right up the middle. Now the push, the surge goes to the far side a little bit. But it went toward the sideline. So Riley Richardson not able to move upfield at all. And so the play stopped right around the line of scrimmage. Looks like they'll spot it, I believe, around the 28-yard line. Ziegler among those on the tackle for Ferris State. Under 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Has 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left side. Jack Young Jr. is wide left. Riley Richardson to the right of Zella in the backfield. Now Riley Richardson in motion to the near side. Zella, slant route here, kind of tipped into the air and incomplete around the 13-yard line. Jack Young Jr., the intended receiver.
Number 8, Jack Young Jr. 4th down.
So 4th down coming up now. Giassi Madison, the senior defensive back from Nashville, Tennessee, was among those back on the coverage on that last play for Ferris State. 2 receivers in tandem to the right. It is 4th and 7 for the Lakers. One receiver wide left. Out of the shotgun, Zella back to throw, looking in a crowd, tosses it down the middle. A little contact around the 5-yard line, but the ball sailing well beyond the intended receiver, who was C.J. Hood. And so again, for the second time today, the Lakers get a good push up field, but then the drive stalls, and Ferris State will take over first down and 10. On their first two possessions, Ferris State has moved it to around midfield and then connected on a pair of long touchdown strikes. We'll see how this possession plays out. As it'll be Underwood wide right. And a single receiver here to the left side. That's Tay Boyd. Bauer out of the shotgun. Has a man to his left in the backfield. Motion to the near side now. Bauer back to throw. Looking over the middle. And caught right around midfield once again. They'll bring it to the Laker 49-yard line. Brady Rose on the catch. And it'll be a first down here for Ferris State. Mukaram and Harvey, the stop for the Lakers. Ball is at the Roosevelt 49-yard line. And the way this game has gone so far, this has been the danger zone for the Laker defense. Two receivers, make it three right, one near left. Sun right now behind some temporary cloud cover. Wyatt Bauer, straight trap. Looks like they'll set up a screen to the right side. Brought inside the 40. And we'll see if this play ends at the 41 or the 40-yard line. Carson Gulker went airborne there trying to hurdle a man, but there was contact, and I think that caused him to lose his momentum a little bit. Spot the football at the Laker 40-yard line. Second down, it looks like an inches coming up. Two receivers right, and nobody wide left. They have a wing left. Motion to the near side now by Underwood. Bauer takes the snap, straight drop. Deep ball again for Underwood, near side left, and caught, it looks like, at about the 2-yard line, and touchdown again for Ferris State. Had to hesitate there because the defensive back kind of blocked the view of the ball, but the catch was made about 2 yards deep. Bauer to Underwood once again, and it is a 20-0 lead for Ferris State with 1:06 to go in the first quarter. So 51, 50, and 49 yards. Watch out if Ferris State has the ball to the Laker 48. Here comes the PAT now from Eddie Jewett for Ferris State. Snap and the spot and the kick, and it is good. And we have a timeout on the field. We'll stay here. 1:06 remaining in the quarter. All Ferris State so far this afternoon. So it is a 21-0 lead for the Bulldogs. And that was 40 yards on the touchdown pass, as shown here on our live stats feed. But either way, right now, Cam Underwood already 3 touchdown receptions in the first quarter of the game. And Bauer's quarterback rating is now dropped to 467. So time to kick away now for Ferris State, as they have been dominant here in this opening frame. Mitch Middleton will kick it away for the Bulldogs. And again, Espedron and Davis back deep for the Roosevelt Lakers. Norian Espedron to the near side, Davis to the far side. Here's the run-up and the kick, as this crowd has been quieted early. Lakers trailing now by 3 possessions. Ball bobbled by Davis. He picks it up at the 4. To the far side, 20, 25, cuts back to his right, veering through a maze of players, and now a huge crowd developing there at about the 32-yard line where the play ends. So about a 28-yard return for Cam Davis, and the Lakers will have decent field position. Right now the issue for the Lakers has been continuing the drives all the way into the red zone. Lakers this season are 9 of 11 in red zone opportunities, 8 of 11 in red zone touchdowns, but just as they've been knocking on the door of getting into that red zone, Ferris State defense has stiffened and not allowed the Lakers to progress any further. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left side. 1st and 10 for the Lakers at their own 33. Hand off to Cam Davis here, and he'll be tossed back for a loss back at the 29-yard line. Well, this is a prime situation for a defensive unit right now. Your offense is giving you a huge lead, and you can just rear back and let it go defensively. Half a minute remaining in the quarter. 2nd and 14 for the Lakers at their own 29-yard line. Zella has Davis to his left in the backfield. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Toss and caught here. And across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Let's see where they wind up spotting this one is Tyler Gaines, the 6'2 tight end, the junior, 240-pounder from Rockford, Illinois, his first catch of the game. This will set up a 3rd down and relatively short. Actually, not so short. So, 10 seconds remain in the quarter. And a 21-0 lead for Ferris State. Wyatt Bauer right now, 7 of 7, 188 yards. Zach Zella, 8 of 11, 58 yards. The offensive numbers continuing to pile up now for Ferris State. They have 202 yards on just 10 plays. Lakers with 95 yards total offense. Actually, I shouldn't say just 95 yards. That's not too bad for the opening quarter. Plays out to almost 400 yards offense in the game, but it's been all Ferris State. Triple receivers to the right and 2 left, so 5 receivers in the game. Zach Zella, the lone man in the backfield on 3rd and 6 for the Lakers. Zella, quick toss. That ball looked like kind of got lobbed into the air there a little bit. And the Lakers drive stalls here as Roosevelt not able to move it across midfield. So 4th down coming for the Lakers. 8 seconds remaining in the quarter. Owen O'Sullivan in the kick now for Roosevelt. Brady Rose, the single receiver, back deep now for Ferris State. O'Sullivan standing in his own 22 awaiting the snap. Gets the kick away. Low line drive. That's been a rarity this year for Owen. Ball takes a straight up bounce, then kind of rolls a little bit further upfield, and it'll be down at about the 24-yard line. So Ferris State will take over. 2 seconds to go in the quarter. So 1st down Ferris State. Colin Day was downfield to down that kick. It's the senior from Plainfield, Illinois. And Wyatt Bauer now brings this powerful Ferris State offense onto the field. Ferris State in their road white jerseys with a yellow pants. Lakers in the all green jerseys this afternoon. Green helmets as well. Bauer awaiting the long snap. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left side. Play action. Bauer. A lot of air under this one. Far sideline and incomplete right around the 45-yard line. A little bit too far there for Jalen Townsend, who was the intended receiver, sophomore wideout from Flint, Michigan. And that'll bring us to the end of the opening quarter. A quarter which has been dominated by Ferris State. We head to the second 15 with a score. Ferris State 21, Roosevelt nothing. Take a break and return for quarter 2 after this. This is Roosevelt football on FloCollege. As we return, getting ready for quarter number 2 as Ferris State now moving it as we look at it, and as you watch on our FloCollege video stream from left to right, and Bauer a keeper here, then a pitch at the last second far side. Good defensive play by the Lakers to diagnose that as the pitch there went to Tariq Brett. And the Lakers able to string it out nicely to prevent a substantial gain. It'll be 3rd and long, it looks like, on the way now for Ferris State. Right around the 25-yard line.
Number 10, Tariq Brett, the ball carrier. Stopped on the play by number 31, Khalil Nichols.
Khalil Nichols was the first there to make contact, getting credit for the tackle for Roosevelt. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left side. 3rd and 9 now for Ferris State. Bauer back to throw. Lakers come with a blitz. Rainbows one to the near side and caught, but was it in bounds? Tay Boyd, the intended receiver, but not able to stay in bounds, and for the first time today now, Ferris State will punt. So Mitch Middleton in the kick.
Number 45, Mitchell Middleton will punt for the Bulldogs.
45.9 yards a kick in the punting game this year for Ferris State. And Norian Espedron is back deep for the Lakers as the single safety. So the Laker defense makes their first stop of the game after the first 3 possessions for Ferris State wound up as touchdowns. Kind of a rugby-style kick here. Ball is allowed to land, and looks like takes kind of a right turn there. Yeah, it does, and down right along the side of the numbers, far side at around the 44-yard line.
On the punt, first down, Lakers.
So 1st and 10, Dakari Neely was the player downfield to down that ball for Ferris State. Redshirt freshman from Flint, Michigan. So 1st and 10 now for the Lakers. Ball is at the Roosevelt 44-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Zach Zella out of the shotgun. Motion out of the backfield now by Cam Davis. Back to throw and a quick toss and incomplete.
Pass incomplete, intended for number 8.
Jack Young Jr., the intended receiver, on a little slant route, but couldn't hold on right around the 49-yard line. 2nd and 10 coming now for the Lakers.
5-yard penalty. Replay.
So a flag down and a penalty on Ferris State, and that'll be a 5-yard walk-off. 2nd penalty of the game on the Bulldogs. And so that'll move it up now to the 49-yard line of Roosevelt. Looks like 3 receivers will be deployed to the near left side and 1 to the right. Zella, Davis to his left in the backfield, takes the long snap about waist high, hands off to Cam Davis off right guard and tackle and pushes his way through across the 50 to about the Ferris State 48-yard line. They unpiled quickly there. Didn't see who made the tackle. Ball to the 48-yard line of Ferris State now. Again, the Lakers able to move into the opposing team's territory. So 2nd down coming up. 3 receivers left and 1 to the right side. Actually, nobody wide right. They have a wing right, it looks like. Motion to the far side now by Espedron. The snap dropped by Zella. He has to recover, and he'll be dropped at about the 45-yard line. So a broken play. Stanley Lambert made the touch there to close out the plays, the senior defensive lineman from San Antonio, Texas. And so it'll be 3rd down and long now for the Lakers. Ball to the 45-yard line. 3rd and 9 to be official. Two receivers right, 1 left. That's Chico Thomas, the wide receiver to the left side. Snap, Zella stands in. Deep ball, near hash marks, and too far there for the intended receiver. And that ball was about 4 or 5 yards beyond the reach of Thomas. And so 4th down coming up. And after an explosive first quarter, the 2 teams exchanging possession here early in the 2nd. 12:45 to go in the half. Owen O'Sullivan to kick for the Lakers. Brady Rose back deep now for Ferris State. O'Sullivan standing at his own 30-yard line, gets the kick away from about the 35. Very high end-over-ender. Fair caught at about the 7-yard line.
Fair catch on the punt by number 22, Brady Rose.
So if my quick math is correct, a 52-yard kick, no return. And 1st and 10 coming up now for Ferris State deep in their own territory. So the Bulldogs come to the line of scrimmage, 2 receivers right, and 1 wide left. Bauer awaiting the snap. Ahern is to his left in the backfield. Motion to the far side. Ahern gets the call and quickly into the secondary along the far side, and he's across the 25 to about the 27 or 28-yard line. Zach Ahern found the opening in a heartbeat and quickly found open space. Carlos Conley and Khalil Nichols on the tackle for the Lakers. First down for the Bulldogs. So they ran it off the left side, and they were able to get some breathing room and more. Toss to the right side here to Tay Boyd. Angles to his left, and he's down at about the 37. Boyd, short catch and run, looked like first contact. Brandon Harvey credited with a tackle. And so it'll be 2nd down coming up now. 2nd and 1 after the gain of 9. Brett wide left, 2 receivers to the right. Bauer awaits the shotgun snap. Motion to the near side. Knee-high snap. Bauer back to throw. Tosses a long one down the far side. Caught at the 10. 5 touchdown. Once again, the long touchdown strike. And Ferris State extends their lead. So Tarek Bauer on the touchdown catch. His jersey was kind of ruffled up, so didn't see where right away clearly the number on the jersey. But anyway, another long touchdown pass. And Ferris State now leading at 27-0. Point after on the way. Snap, spot, and the kick is up. A little bit of a low-line drive, and it will be good. And we have a time on the field. 11:20 to go in the half. It's all Ferris State. They're up 28-0. This is Roosevelt football on FloCollege.
Lakers on 3! 1, 2, 3, Lakers!
63-yard touchdown strike to give Ferris State a 28-0 lead. And Ferris State now rolling up some impressive offensive numbers, not really unexpected. Bauer already 260 yards passing on 9 completions in 11 attempts. Ferris State to kick off left to right. Davis and Norion Espadron back deep now for Roosevelt. Well, the run up and the kick. We're back underway. A little bit short, fielded about a yard deep in the end zone. And Davis up the middle. Kind of fakes left and went right, but didn't go very far over to the far side, and he's dropped around the 21 or 22-yard line. So Roosevelt will take over there. About a 23-yard return, assuming they spotted at the, well, they brought it out to the 21. So we'll call it, 22 yards, about a yard deep in the end zone. 1st and 10 now for Roosevelt. Lights are on here at Morris Field, 11:15 remaining in the half. A sun-splashed afternoon, but so far an unhappy Saturday for the Lakers. 3 receivers to the right and 1 wide near left. Zach Zell out of the shotgun. Back to throw. Tosses far side, deflected into the air. That looked a little bit dangerous that it might potentially wind up as an interception. Jack Young Jr., the intended receiver. And it got tipped and went further forward into the air. That's always kind of precarious. I believe it was Ziegler back in the coverage. 2nd and 10 for the Lakers now. 11-10 remaining in the half. Thomas is wide right. And Norbert Espedron is wide to the left side. Out of the shotgun, Zella. Hands off. They'll run it off left guard and tackle, I believe, to Cam Davis. And correction, that was Chris Riley Richardson. I was just about to say it, our angle here. The ball carrier came on an angle to the left directly at us and was in the pile so quickly, didn't see right away who took the handoff. It was Riley Richardson. Short gain in the play. 3rd down now coming up. 3rd and a dozen from the 19 for Roosevelt. 3 receivers right. Nobody wide left. Zella out of the shotgun. Takes the snap. Rolls right under some pressure. Got a good block from one of his old linemen. Tossed to the far side. Tipped and intercepted. Ball returned back inside the 20 to about the 14-yard line. That ball was not tipped very high into the air, but it was just enough. And Ferris State forcing the turnover here. Alston Ware on the interception. He's the sophomore from Ocoee, O-C-O-E-E, Florida. I hope I'm pronouncing the name of the town right. Either way, it's a 1st down for Ferris State in the red zone. They have a chance to really open up a lead. Single receiver to the left side and 2 to the right. Snap, and I think there was motion before the snap. Looked like there, Wyatt Bauer kind of inched in a little bit.
Start. Offense number 8. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Although they called the penalty, I believe, on Jalen Townsend. 5-yard walk-off against Ferris State. 2 receivers right and 1 left side. That's Townsend to the left. Bauer, hands off. They run kind of a mini sweep to the far side and up the left sideline inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. As they sent in motion Golker to the far side. He took the inside handoff and was able to bring it to the 9-yard line of Roosevelt. Kamal Mukaram, the tackle for the Lakers, came into the game with 30 tackles to lead the team for the Lakers. As after this snap, they'll run it off the right side here and get short yardage. Bring it down to maybe the 7, right around there. We'll see where they wind up spotting it. Got a flag down on the play.
Illegal shift. Offense, 22 and 70. 5-yard penalty. 2nd out.
So 5-yard penalty on Ferris State once again. 9:55 to go in the half. All Ferris State here this afternoon thus far. They lead at 28-0. Boyd wide right. 2 receivers left. Motion to the near side. It is 2nd down and 9. And a quick toss to the right flat here into the 5 and trying to get to the pylon. Let's see here. We have I believe we may have a flag down on the play as well. There is a flag down as Golker made the catch and he angled to the pylon.
Offense, number 4. 15-yard penalty. Replay. 2nd.
Offensive pass interference called on Ferris State. Right now, that's been kind of the lone sore spot so far for the Bulldogs in this game today. They have committed numerous penalties. And that'll back the ball all the way up now out of the red zone to the Roosevelt 29-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and very long coming up. They'll put 2nd and 24 on the board at the 29-yard line of Roosevelt. 2 receivers in tandem right. Single wide receiver. Make it 2 to the left side. Bauer sets up a screen far sideline. Up the left side they go, 20, 15, making people miss, and now eventually down to the 10 and to the 9-yard line. Nice little catch and run there. And Ferris State gobbling up yardage and bringing it inside the 10. Deion Small made a couple of defenders miss. Liddell Allen eventually getting credit for the tackle for the Lakers. Spot the football to the 10-yard line now of Roosevelt. And that sets up a manageable 3rd and 5 for Ferris State. Snap, and Bauer, the keeper, sidesteps a man, goes to his right, and goes into the end zone for the touchdown. Wyatt Bauer, his 6th rushing touchdown of the year, and it is now a 34-0 lead for Ferris State. Here comes Eddie Jewett on to attempt the point after.
Number 35, Eddie Jewett will attempt the extra point.
Rose to hold. Snap. And the kick. And it is good. And we have a timeout on the field. 8:37 to go in the half. Ferris State up 35-0. This is Roosevelt football on FloCollege. Opening touchdowns of the game for Ferris State going by the long ball, but Ferris State a protracted drive there, and they get the touchdown to make it 35-0 with 8:37 to go in the half. So now Middleton will kick for Ferris State. And 2 receivers back inside the 5 for the Lakers. Norian Espedron and Cam Davis. All right, here's the run up and the kick. And not at all far upfield. It'll be caught by an up man here. And after an initial hit, brought to the 25-yard line. So after the short return, as Diego Vela, the 5'11 senior from Stickney, Illinois, played at Nazareth Academy on the return for the Lakers. And so 1st and 10 now for Roosevelt at their own 25-yard line. Lakers trailing at 35-0, 2 receivers to the right and 2 to the near left. Ferris State right now seemingly on cruise control. Zach Zella out of the shotgun, Cam Davis to his right in the backfield. Motion to the near side. Here's the snap. Quarterback draw, and Zella running into several players from either squad and didn't get very far after he tucked the ball in. And in fact, he lost yardage on the play. It looks like it'll be 2nd down and about 13 coming up for Roosevelt.
Number 7, Isaiah Byers, and number 44, Caleb Davis.
So Byers and Davis on the tackle for Ferris State. 2nd and 13 after the loss of 3. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Zella out of the shotgun, takes the snap. Little mini play action, tosses it to the right side. Prokos after the catch, puts his head down and got hit hard right around the 25 or 26-yard line. Coming up there to make the first contact there was Justin Payout, GLIAC Defensive Player of the Week in recent days for Ferris State, and he made a nice play there. Officials now conferring. And will await the call as a flag down on the play.
Second.
Well, the mic cutting in and out. Didn't hear the call, but either way, it looks like it'll be against the Lakers, their first penalty of the game. And it'll be brought back now to the 15-yard line. So long yardage here. The line to gain is the 35 for Roosevelt. Ball is at the 15. So 2nd and 20 here for RU. Back to throw, Zach Zella. Far side and deflected at the line of scrimmage and incomplete.
Pass incomplete. Blocked by number 14.
Stanley Lambert getting a hand up there to swat that ball away is the senior defensive lineman from San Antonio, Texas. And so spotted again at the 15-yard line, 3rd and 20 coming up for Roosevelt. Lakers in this game, 2 of 8 in third down conversions this afternoon. 2 receivers very wide near left in a tandem formation. Zella out of the shotgun. Davis to his right in the backfield. Zella awaits the long snap, standing around his own 10. Straight drop. Tosses in traffic and incomplete. Far side numbers are on the 43-yard line. Michael Prokos, the intended receiver. Multiple defensive backs back in coverage there for Ferris State. So it brings up a 4th and 20. The Lakers backed up. They'll have to kick the ball away, and Ferris State will get fantastic field position again coming up.
Number 49, Owen O'Sullivan.
Although Owen O'Sullivan, he can put a charge into it when he kicks the ball. And once again back deep here, Brady Rose for Ferris State. O'Sullivan standing just inside the goal line. Gets the kick away. Rose coming up and makes the grab at about the 37-yard line. Makes one man miss. And then he spun down and dropped her on the 41-yard line. So about a 4 or 5 yard return there for Rose. And among those in on the tackle there look like KJ Hayes for the Lakers. As Ferris State will take over 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. So 1st and 10 now for Ferris State. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left side. Bauer out of the shotgun. Fakes a pitch. Sends it left side. Caught and advanced beyond the 45 to about the 48 or 49-yard line. Catch and short run for Kevell Cooper, his first catch of the afternoon. Cooper, the redshirt freshman, running back from Orlando, Florida. Came in 18 carries on the ground for 152 yards, averaging 8.4 yards a carry. Gets the reception on that play, and it'll be 2nd down and about 3 from the Bulldog, 48-yard line. 2 receivers left, and here's a quick pitch to the far side, and a little bump there, and then down on contact near the far sideline will be Zach Ahern. Let's see if they credit this tackle to Khalil Nichols. Yep. So Khalil Nichols getting credit for the tackle. 3rd down and about a yard. A long one here from the 49-yard line. Actually, we'll call it officially 2. Handoff up the middle. This will be good for 1st down yardage to the Laker 45. Quick hitter right up the gut for the 1st down, as on the carry was Zach Ahern for Ferris State. Ferris State quickly back to the line of scrimmage of the Laker 45. Bauer looking left, tosses it to the near side hash marks and cannot connect with his intended receiver. Jeremiah Lee, the intended receiver, is the 5'9" wide receiver from Union, Kentucky. 2nd down coming up now for the Bulldogs at the Roosevelt 45-yard line. 5:47 remaining in the first half. Ferris State the lead, 35-0. Slot right, slot left. Bauer out of the gun, back to throw. Stands in, line drives one over the middle. He's able to connect. Now the ball loose after the reception. The recovery by the Lakers. It'll be returned to about the 39-yard line. Ball got popped loose, and right there, Johnny on the spot was Derek Whaley to make the recovery for Roosevelt. And the Lakers able to force the turnover, the first of the game for Ferris State, and they have the ball back with 5:39 to go in the half. So that'll go as a reception and then a fumble and a Laker recovery. So 1st and 10 for Roosevelt at their own 39-yard line. Reminder at halftime, we'll bring you an interview with Carlos Conley for Roosevelt University, so we'll have that coming up for you at the break. As out of the shotgun now is Zach Zella. Single receiver to the right, out of the shotgun, and that was rather a direct snap, and now they'll kind of pitch it up ahead, and it'll be brought out across the 50 down to the 47-yard line of Ferris State. That was a direct snap there to Tony Jahino, and he was able to toss it there to Norian Espedron and brought it into Ferris State territory. So 1st and 10 now. So Jahino making most of that direct snap situation. And the Lakers running right up the gut here, and they move it into the secondary down to the 36-yard line. Cam Davis right up the middle on a really quick hitter. And it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Lakers at the Ferris State 37. Lakers right back to the line of scrimmage. Straight drop, looking downfield, and it winds up to be a quarterback keeper, and it looks like it'll be out of bounds around the 25-yard line. So Tony Jahino getting his first snaps of the season. He's the 6'2 quarterback from Geneva, Illinois, and he has this offense on the move for Roosevelt. 4.5 minutes remaining in the opening half. 1st and 10 for the Lakers now at the Ferris State 31-yard line. Jahino has Cam Davis to his left in the backfield. Slot to the left side, wide receiver to the right. Inside hand up to Davis. Went a step to the right, then a step to the left, and he's piled up and dropped at the 31-yard line. Lakers quickly back to the line, as it'll be 3rd and 4 now on the board here on this snap. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Jahino back to throw. Pumps, throws far side, incomplete. Too tall there for Cam Davis around the 20-yard line. So that'll set up a 4th and 4 for the Lakers. Lakers today so far have tried a conversion on 4th down twice and have not yet succeeded. 2 receivers left and 1 right. Jahino out of the shotgun. Motion to the far side. Here's the snap. Straight drop. Looking. Toss far side and a little bit high there at the 19-yard line. Intended for Norian Espedron. Got a hand on it but could not reel it in, and it'll be 1st down for Ferris State. So the Lakers getting good field position to start the drive but cannot cash in. And Ferris State has it back with 3:47 to go in the half. Wyatt Bauer remains in the game at quarterback for Ferris State. Single receiver right, 2 to the left side. Knee-high snap, they'll hand it off. Up the middle, off left guard and tackle, and lunging forward. Good yardage here on the carry for Zach Ahern. And he was able to bring it out to the 46. Carlos Conley getting credit for the tackle for Roosevelt. Good pickup of yardage there now to the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up now for Ferris State. Bright sunshine prevailing again here at Morris Field. Slot right. Single wide receiver left. Motion to the far side. Bauer back to throw. Kind of lobs it, and it's caught by one of the coaches for Ferris State, far side, around the 39-yard line. Ahern, the intended receiver. Now we have 3:09 remaining in the half. 2nd and 10 coming here now for Ferris State. Tariq Bauer wide right. 2 receivers to the right now. Motion to the near side. Snap. Back to throw. Bauer looks. Line drives one over the middle. Has his man inside the Laker 40-yard line. It'll be brought now to about the 39. Carson Gulker making the grab of the line drive over the middle. And so 1st and 10 coming up. Want to say that was a gain of 16. Down to the 38-yard line. Bauer back to throw. Line drives at far side. Able to connect and trying to curl up field far side. And piled up and dropped even with those left side numbers. Catch and short run there for Dakari Neely. Khalil Nichols, the tackle for the Lakers. So now it'll be second down coming. We approach the 2-minute timeout here. Ferris State the lead 35-0. 2nd and 1 from the Roosevelt 29-yard line now for Ferris State. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Wing right as well. Bauer play action. Airs it out near side toward the pylon. 1-on-2. Leaping catch made but incomplete, about 8 yards deep in the end zone.
Pass incomplete, out of bounds. Intended for number 6, Tarek Bauer.
Great attempt there by Tarek Bauer. But he came down maybe 2 or 3 feet out of bounds. Clearly he landed on the white line there. And so we come to the 2-minute timeout here. It's been all Ferris State here in this first half. Time on the field with a score, Ferris State 35, Roosevelt nothing. As we hit the 2-minute timeout, we'll come back after a break. This is Roosevelt football on FloCollege.
One, two, three, Lakers! One, two, three, Lakers!
As we come back out of the 2-minute timeout, ready to go from the line of scrimmage, both teams back out. As now they're just, it looks like, spotting the football. 2nd and a yard on the way for Ferris State at the Roosevelt 29-yard line. Bauer out of the shotgun, has a man to his left. Inside handoff, they'll run it to the far side, and that'll get first down and a little bit more, as a matter of fact. Nichols was on the tackle as the carry went to Carson Golker for Ferris State. So that'll move the chains. Luke Deschereaux also was given credit for a stop on that play. 1st and 10 now for Ferris State, as they are knocking on the door of getting into the red zone and also getting more points here. Ball is at the Laker 22-yard line. They'll run it left side and veering through defenders to the 15, 10, 5, and that play will end, it looks like, right around the Laker 3-yard line along the far side. That'll be a first down and goal to goal now coming up. Jeremiah Lee able to take it in deep for Ferris State. And they'll move it down to about the 3-yard line. 2 receivers left and 1 to the right side. Bauer out of the shotgun. Ferris State on the verge of eclipsing the 40-point plateau in this game. They run it off left guard and tackle. Not much going on here. 2nd and goal coming up here. Zach Ahern on the carry, but again, not able to get much. Time rolling along, under a minute remaining in the half.
Number 7, Zach Ahern, the ball carrier.
2 receivers left and 2 right. Quick snap. And ball tossed far side, caught for the touchdown. So the wide open receiver far side, and an easy connection for 6 for Ferris State as they're able to extend their lead.
He's declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
So a call against Roosevelt will be declined. As Jalen Townsend making the grab, and there was no one around him, so Ferris State getting it done in all manner of ways here today. Here comes the point after now with 48 seconds remaining in the half. 41-0 Ferris State with the lead. Snap and the kick, and it will be through the uprights. And so 42-0 is the score in favor of Ferris State. 48 seconds remaining in the opening half. And this offense just so impressive coming into the game. averaging over 53 points, and they are well on their way to perhaps going by that mark here in this game this afternoon. That went as a 2-yard touchdown pass from Bauer to Townsend. And Wyatt Bauer now with 5 touchdown passes in the game. He's thrown for 327 yards. Total offense now, 433 for Ferris State to 119 for Roosevelt. Norian Espedron and Cam Davis again back deep. They've been busy taking kickoff returns here this afternoon. End over ender. Came to the near side. Davis catches at about the 8-yard line. Angles to the far side. Tries to turn the corner. Gets to the 30. I was about to say to the 35, but he may have been driven out around the 34-yard line. Either way, fairly decent field position for the Lakers. 35 seconds remaining in the half.
Number 22, Cam
And we'll see what Billy McEwen decides to do here as far as the last moments of the half.
First down, Lakers.
Lico Johnson making the tackle there. He's the linebacker, senior. 6'1", 215 from East Palo Alto, California.
Number 12, Tony Chihino.
So, Tony Chihino back into the game now at quarterback for Roosevelt. And single receivers in either direction. And the pass here is batted down in it at the line, and it helicoptered incomplete. It continued on, but it was spinning sideways and landed incomplete at around the 40-yard line. So 2nd and 10 coming up. Isaiah Byers getting a hand on that for Ferris State. 2nd and 10 for Roosevelt, 33 seconds for the half. 2 receivers left. And 1 right. Motion to the far side. Fake on a handoff, and it'll be a quarterback keeper out across the 40 to the 41 or 42-yard line.
Quarterback Tony Chihino with the keeper. Stopped on the play by number 99.
So Tony Chihino getting some rushing yards. Lakers back to the line of scrimmage. Marquis Jones, the junior defensive lineman from Detroit, Michigan, the tackle for Ferris State on that last play. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left side, out of the gun. Chihino stands in, over the middle, short and intercepted. Returned as Espedron trying to make a tackle. And on the second try, he's finally able to bring the return man down at about the 45-yard line. That ball was over the middle, and good anticipation defensively there by Isaiah Byers, who made the interception. Kind of jumped the route there, saw it coming all the way. 0 is on the clock. Officials are conferring there at midfield, right near the large green R-Wave logo.
After the interception, personal foul, illegal offside block, defense 99. That penalty is declined. Halftime.
All right, so a declined penalty winds up the first half, and we've come to the end of the opening 30 minutes of play here this afternoon on this gorgeous Saturday in Arlington Heights, Illinois. And your score at the halftime break, it's all Ferris State, as it is Ferris State 42, Roosevelt nothing. We're going to pause, and then when we come back during our halftime break, we'll have our interview with defensive standout Carlos Conley here at Roosevelt University, and then we'll be back after that with our first half stat recap. Again, your score at the break, it is Ferris State 42, Roosevelt nothing. We'll pause and continue on during our halftime break. This is Roosevelt football on FloCollege.
From our first day, Roosevelt has been a place for all. Before it was widely accepted, Dr. Edward Sparling stood for social justice. When asked to take a racial and religious census, he simply responded, "We don't count that way." And 62 faculty members walked out with him. Together, they founded Roosevelt University, a place for you to belong.
Welcome into the Roosevelt Football Halftime Show. I'm Sports Information Director Josh Walfish. For as many punishing hits as Carlos Conley has laid on the field, he's taken a few off the field as well. Carlos missed almost 2 years due to an Achilles injury and a knee injury before returning to action last year at Ferris State. A year removed from that return, I sat down with Carlos to discuss the past year in his life, as well as how the Lakers can finish strong in GLIAC play. You know, you guys are 1-2, obviously heading into this big game this weekend against Ferris. What's been the mood like with you guys over the last week, coming off the bye now and taking on the defending national champions and #1 team in the country?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously know how good they are, how talented they are. But I think for us, it's mainly getting back to what we know how to do, and that be us, attack everything the same way, and kind of just stay in the moment, not really focus on who we're playing, but kind of our standard and how we're going to progress as a unit for ourselves.
You know, you hurt your Achilles, you're out for the season.
Yeah.
What was that sort of feeling like? You know, not many players suffer a season-ending injury, right. Especially where that was your second year, so sophomore year. What were those emotions like when you're kind of processing? All right, my season's done now.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in at first, but then I have a great support system around me, from my parents to my friends, and then just believing in God as well. I know a lot of people are, big on religion. A lot of people aren't. But for me personally, that kind of kept me secure almost. Just thinking back on how many times I've been through something that I thought I couldn't get through and, conquering that. So I think, having a good group around you to not only lift you up, but to motivate you as well, like keep you grounded, taking the time to yourself almost. Because in a way, it get kind of lonely when you go through something like that. But, not getting too down, just knowing the work that you put in and, the ability that you have to come back better than ever is, the main thing. So, yeah.
What was your rehab like? I guess we'll say kind of January-ish through, July, early August when you guys get back for practice. What was that like for you to kind of be in rehab as your team's going through winter strength training and then obviously spring practices as well?
Like I said, it get lonely a little bit, but I think another thing that helped me out is the great staff here. Like the great staff here, they kept me upright. There's some people that's no longer here, but I'll forever be thankful for them because they really kept my mood kind of, they noticed when I was down a little bit and they kind of did everything in their power to cheer me up. And also the guys on the team, I mean, I would love to be out there with them, but during that time, I obviously couldn't. But, they're a great group of guys. They always laughing, always having fun, but they know when to work. And I think that's most important as well. Just having that kind of all of these characters around you, it kind of takes the pain away from yourself. It kind of puts everything in a bigger perspective. And that's kind of what I think I cherish the most is having a real family around me. And that way it kept me out of my head and I just had to work.
It's tough enough dealing with one season injury. Then you get back in preseason camp and hurt your knee, and now you're out and you're missing a second full year.
Right.
You mentioned the people that aren't here. I remember Emma texted me as soon as you went down, being like, this could be trouble.
Right.
What was that kind of going through your mind? Like, did you know as soon as it happened that you were this is going to be trouble?
Yeah, I mean, when it happened, I knew something was bad. I didn't think it was as bad as what it was, but like I said, you go through it. It's easy enough when you go through it one time, because then the second time it kind of prepares you almost for what you got to deal with and how you got to attack it. And I think the first week was kind of rough. I didn't tell my parents until like 3 days before the surgery that it had happened, because I didn't want to let them down really. But I love them to death. My mom definitely told me don't do that ever again. So, I kept that in the back pocket. But, you know, I think after it happened and I got through that first week, it kind of like allowed me to, okay, you've been through this before. You know how to do it. You know what to do. You know how to do it right. And so after I got the surgery and I was back on my feet, I was immediately at it again, just rehab, working, ready to get back. So.
Was there ever a thought in your mind of, okay, maybe football's not my future. I'll go back, finish out my degree, and kind of move on.
Yeah.
Or were you always like, I gotta finish this now?
The doubts kind of creep in a little bit, but me as a person, anything I start, kind of have to finish. So they definitely creeped in a little bit, but after you refocus, you talk to your family, talk to your friends about it. Immediately I was like, nah, I can't go out like that. So I got back to work. Played it by ear, kind of month by month, see how the rehab was going, and I was making good progress. So I thought, you came back from one injury, let's just do it again. So.
All right, now I'm going to take you back a year, finally on the dress list, traveling up to Ferris for the first conference game. What do you remember your emotions kind of being like as you are boarding that bus and knowing, all right, I get to go play football again?
Coming out, it was kind of like, almost felt like a new game, pretty much. I've been doing this for a while, but you take a couple years off, and it's kind of like, you kind of got to reset, kind of get everything back into the present moment, really. And I was kind of a roller coaster, at first really excited, then kind of got emotional a little bit because it's been so long and I've been through so much. But once you get out there, it's kind of like riding a bike. You kind of get back to doing what you know how to do and what and really what you love too. So
I have a feeling I know where this answer is going, but is it hard to sort of stay patient the first 3-4 weeks that you were still out at the beginning of last year?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think when it hit like week 1, kind of like a little after week 1, I talked to our former coach Williamson. He was like, "Yeah, we need you for conference play," and I was reluctant, but I understood about the priorities we got, what we're aiming for, what we're trying to get better at. So first 3 weeks sat out completely, and even Ferris sat out the first half, first 3 quarters. But as soon as I got back in there, I kind of felt that adrenaline rush, kind of felt all the emotions, and I just knew that I'm here to stay. I'm here to get better, here to get back to work.
At what point last year did you feel like, okay, I'm back to the Carlos that was playing in the first half of 2022?
Yeah. Probably Saginaw. After I came back in, around like the second quarter, filled my spot at safety, and immediately I kind of felt the home crowd, how everything was feeling and how my body was feeling right. I still had the brace on for sure, but even after that, with the brace, kind of got my movement back down, got a fumble recovery, and then immediately all the emotions started coming in. I started feeling good, and I kind of got that feeling back, the feeling that I had the first 2 games of my sophomore year. So, I think Saginaw really did that for me, and I just carried the momentum throughout the rest of the season.
You carry that momentum all the way to the end of the season, like you said, and named an all GLIAC honorable mention selection. What did that mean to you personally to kind of be recognized by the league for what you were able to do in those 7 games you had last year?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an honor for sure. I'm so grateful for it. Like I said, I've overcame a lot, so I'm just so grateful for it. But even then, it's like I kind of gotta give majority of the credit to all the guys around me, like even my coaching staff, family, friends, teammates, all of them, because they really the ones that are doing it for me. They did it for me all the way leading up to that point, keeping my head upright, keeping me focused every second of the day. And I really thank them for all I've been able to achieve, because without them, who knows where I would be. So.
Do you still have those moments via practice before the games where you just kind of take a second and sort of soak in, I guess, some of that gratefulness that you're still, healthy enough to be coming back and playing the game you love?
Yeah, absolutely. Every day before I get out to practice, I do this walk. When I'm walking to the field, I say my quick prayer real quick. I talk to God real quick. Then as soon as I get on that field, I'm running. First thing I do. As soon as I get on the field, I'm running. And honestly, it almost feels kind of unbelievable about how much things have changed around here a little bit as well. First coming in to now, the school has took off completely. So I just like to, look around the area, see everything that has progressed for not only me, but for, you, the president, the coaches, just really, being in the present moment, trying to be where my feet are, and, just thinking about a bigger picture than me. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to leave eventually. Everything's going to keep going. So I'm trying to, soak it all in as, time goes on.
How would you describe this last year, from going up to Michigan to play Ferris last year, now when you guys are once again getting ready to play Ferris to kick off the GLIAC slate?
I think the biggest change almost is kind of the culture. I feel feels more of like a home now than ever before. Not to say that it didn't before, but McEwen has done a great job of bringing the guys together, doing all of this group activity, and just bringing us more as a family, And honestly, I can't wait for Saturday, but I'm more excited to see what he does even years from now, because who knows how big he could take this thing, for all the guys, that have been here and all the guys that are coming in. I think it's a great opportunity for the younger group to not only have this sort of moment in front of, however many people that's going to be out there, but even years after, to the point where, okay, maybe we're on the same level as Ferris when it comes to, talent-wise. And I think right now we're doing a great job at building that. But like I said, I'm excited to see what, comes 5 years, 10 years later from now. So,
my thanks to Carlos Conley for taking the time to sit down with me earlier this week. Now we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, Tom Westenfeld with the first half recap and all of the second half action here on FloCollege.
From our first day, Roosevelt has been a place for all. Before it was widely accepted, Dr. Edward Sparling stood for social justice. When asked to take a racial and religious census, he simply responded, "We don't count that way." And 62 faculty members walked out with him. Together, they founded Roosevelt University, a place for you to belong.
And as we come back live to Morris Field for a brief moment, our thanks to Carlos Conley for joining us for our halftime interview here this afternoon. We continue on with our halftime break, and right now it is all Ferris State. They lead Roosevelt by a score of 42-0. We're going to pause, take another quick timeout, and then when we come back, we'll have our first half stat recap and our third quarter play-by-play. That's on the way next. It's all Ferris State, as we said, 42-0. We'll take a break and return with more during the halftime break. This is Roosevelt University football on FloCollege. And we welcome you back as our halftime break starting to wind down here this afternoon at Morris Field, northwest suburbs of Chicago, Illinois. And this afternoon, the number one rated team in the nation, Ferris State, cruising along as they lead Roosevelt by a score of 42-0. Let's take a look at first half stats now. Team stats for this game: 14 first downs for Ferris State to 6 for Roosevelt. So far on the ground, 106 rushing yards for Ferris State to 20 for the Lakers. Through the air, 327 to 106 in favor of Ferris State. And total yards, Ferris State now 433 to 126 for the Lakers. Penalties, noted earlier on, kind of the lone downside today for Ferris State so far. 5 penalties, 35 yards. Lakers have 1 for 10. Third down efficiency is time of possession, by the way, 16:52 for Roosevelt to 13:08 for Ferris State. Ferris State trailing in that category, and the reason why is very simple to know. They had 3 long touchdown passes to end very short drives early in the game. Third down conversions, Lakers 2 of 11, Ferris State 4 of 5. Fourth down efficiency, Lakers 0 for 3 so far in the game, and Ferris State has not yet tried a fourth down conversion. Individual stats this afternoon. Passing today, Wyatt Bauer. He's been great. 15 of 20, 327 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's not yet been sacked in this game. For the Lakers, Zach Zella, 9 of 18, 61 yards and an interception. And C.J. Hood being shown 1 of 1 for 32 yards. Meanwhile, rushing in the game today for the Lakers, Cam Davis, 8 carries, 14 yards. Tony Chahino, 2 for 13. Norian Espedron, 1 for 4. Chris Riley Richardson, 4 for a gain of a yard. For Ferris State, Zach Ahern, 6 carries, 44 yards. Jeremiah Lee, 1 for 19. Carson Gulker, 2 for 18. And Tariq Brett, 3 for 15. Receiving today, Cam Underwood. What a day he's had. 3 reception, 141 yards, 3 touchdowns. Carson Gulker, 3 for 35 yards. Deion Small, 2 for 33. Tay Boyd, 3 for 14 for the Lakers. Michael Prokos, 5 for 46 yards. Norian Espedron, 2 for 40. Cam Davis, 2 for -2. Norbert Espedron, 1 for 8 yards. So the final seconds of the countdown have wound down, and we're about to start quarter number 3 here. And whenever you're in a situation such as this, by the way, tackling today, and it is for Ferris State. It is Giassi Madison leading the way with 5 tackles. Alex Springs, Jack Lamancusa, and Khalib Davis all have 3 each. And for the Lakers, Khalil Nichols, 7 tackles. Carlos Connolly, 3. And Brandon Harvey and Liddell Allen with a pair. So we get ready to go as we'll venture now into the second half of today's game. And the Lakers, a long way to try to come back, down 42-0. And Ferris State will start the second half of the game with possession as they won the opening toss and deferred. And we are underway here in half number 2, and the kick angling out of bounds. And so a flag down on the play.
No return on the kickoff.
Kick out of bounds. Kicking team number 17, 5-yard penalty, will re-kick.
So we'll have a re-kick here as we'll have take 2 coming up. Good crowd on hand here today at Morris Field, but not a lot of cheer about. Good crowd across the way for the Ferris State supporters, and they've had a lot to cheer about today. Back deep, by the way, are Tariq Brett and Brady Rose. All right, there's the whistle. Kickoff coming now from the 30-yard line as Mauricio Escudero will kick the ball away for the Lakers. And an end-over-ender came to the near side, fielded at the 21-yard line, ranging to the far side and trying to turn the corner, getting to the 35-40 and out of bounds at about the 41-yard line is Brady Rose. And very good field position for Ferris State to start this first possession of half number 2.
Number 22, Brady Rose with the return. There is a flag.
There is a penalty marker down.
Personal foul. Illegal blindside block. Return team number 21. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Ferris State.
First down now for Ferris State after the penalty here. An illegal blindside block. And so good field position kind of evaporating for Ferris State, as they will start up now their third quarter possession with a 42-0 lead, as the spot of the ball backed up now to the Ferris State 27-yard line. So Wyatt Bauer has 2 receivers to the left, no one to the right. Motion to the near side now. Bauer, straight drop. Looking, has plenty of time. Deep ball down the near side, hash marks 1-on-2 and incomplete at the 30-yard line. Tay Boyd, the intended receiver, and good coverage back defensively by the Lakers. And so it'll be 2nd and 10 on the way now for Ferris State.
Number 35, Arthur McKnight with the breakup. 2nd down.
So 2nd down and 10. Boyd in the offensive unit looking to the far sideline now for the signal on the play. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Ball is at the 27-yard line. Motion to the far side. Bauer, about a 2-step drop. Immediately line drives one near side, has his man, and it'll be brought to about the 39-yard line. Tarek Bauer on the reception. He has a touchdown catch in the game today, and he picks up some fairly short yardage, but, well, not really. They got a first down out of it, as a matter of fact. So 1st and 10 now for Ferris State from their own 39-yard line. 2 receivers right. Motion to the far side now. It'll set up 3 to the right side. Pass to the right flat. And the Lakers trying to string it out. And play will end out of bounds right around midfield. Short toss to the far side there. And went to Dion Small. Tried to get around a couple of tacklers there and was able to advance it out, as we said, toward midfield. And it appears we have had a timeout taken. 14:01 remaining in the third quarter. 42-0 Ferris State with the lead. When we resume, the line of scrimmage will be at midfield. Line of the nose of the ball just short of the 50-yard line. As injury stoppage here. And having to be helped to his feet is Khalil Nichols, the standout defensive back from Chicago, the freshman. He's had a great season for the Lakers so far here in 2025. He'll come off the field here and not able to put any weight, it looks like, on either foot. His left foot kind of just barely making contact with the turf, and he'll come to the bench here below us, and he'll be attended to. Slot to the left side, 2 receivers right, back to throw now Bauer. Lakers come with a blitz, and the pass over the middle caught here and brought to the 38-yard line of Roosevelt. Toss over the middle, and the catch made by Dion Small. And that'll move the sticks, and a Ferris State first down. John Sherrod, the tackle there, 6'2" defensive back from Crest Hill, Illinois. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left side. Bauer out of the gun. Looked like he faked a handoff there. Then he sidewinds it. A little sidearm pass over to the far side. And getting angled out of bounds right around the 30-yard line is Zach Ahern for Ferris State. Substantial yardage there. And it'll be second down, and it looks like inside of a yard remaining here for Ferris State. Spot the football to the Roosevelt 29-yard line. Ball on the far hash of the wide side of the field, the near left side of the field. And two receivers in either direction. Bauer, quick toss. And I got shielded by players there. It looks like the catch was made. And then the play looked like it immediately was down on contact for Dakari Neely. I'm not sure if he slipped and fell trying to curl upfield, but he went down to the turf at the 29. So no gain on the play. Third down and long coming up now for Ferris State. Boyd wide to the left side. They'll keep it, it looks like, on the ground and into the secondary here and into the red zone. The Ferris State Bulldogs again charging ahead. And Zach Ahern able to bring it deep into the Laker end of the field now. No huddle. They'll bring it back to the line of scrimmage right away. Two receivers right. And back to throw here. Boyd tosses far side of the field, about 6 yards deep in the end zone and incomplete. Second down coming up for Ferris State. Jeremiah Lee, the intended receiver. So now second down on the way for Ferris State. 12:07 remaining in the third quarter. 42-0 Ferris State the lead, and the Bulldogs are driving again. Two receivers to the left side, two to the right. Boyd has Ahern in the backfield. He moves in motion a little bit. Boyd back to throw now, or rather Bauer back to throw. Throws over the middle and incomplete. About 8 yards deep in the end zone. Line driving it over the middle there was Bauer. Dakari Neely, the intended receiver for Ferris State. That's up a 3rd and 9. It sets up a 3rd and 9 now for Ferris State. Ferris State so far in this game, very good, 5 of 6 in third down efficiency. They came into the game 31 of 55 in that category. Two receivers to the right, two to the left side. Motion out of the backfield now by Ahern. Bauer back to throw, steps up, he can keep it. Got an open space, and then he's bumped to the ground at about the 2-yard line. I thought he was going to go in, but a hard tackle made right at the back end of the play there. Stephen Wilson was there, the 5'11 linebacker, the freshman from Chicago, Illinois. Quickly now, the Ferris State Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage on 4th and goal on the down marker. They'll run it up the middle, but whistles. And we'll wait to see. It was 4th and 1 on the board.
Number 35, Eddie Jewett will attempt the field goal.
So now to be a field goal attempt here after a flag was down on the previous play. So field goal attempt here. This will be a chip shot from about 23 yards. Rose to hold. Here's the snap, the spot, and the kick. Plenty of leg there, and it is going to go through the uprights. And Ferris State for the first time settling for 3 on a scoring drive in the game. 11:24 to go in the third quarter. Time out of the field with a score. Ferris State up 45-0. This is Roosevelt football on FloCollege.
One, two, three, Lakers!
So a 45-0 advantage now for Ferris State after the field goal by Eddie Jewett. His first converted field goal attempt of the year in 2 tries. And so now it'll be kickoff time for Ferris State, and the Lakers will get possession of the ball. 11:24 remaining in the third quarter. Sun right now behind some temporary cloud cover. Here's the run up on the kick. End over ender. And it'll sail, one hopping in and out of the end zone for the touchback. Wyatt Bauer now for Ferris State, 20 of 28, 372 yards. So the Roosevelt offense back out onto the field.
No return on kickoff.
And so Tony Chihino continuing to get the reps at quarterback here in this ball game for Roosevelt. He'll bring his team to the line of scrimmage. It'll be spotted at the Roosevelt 25-yard line. Chihino has one man to his left in the backfield. Prokos is wide to the right. Single wide receiver to the left. Chihino back to throw. Kind of a low liner there, and I lost it in my field of view looking at it through the binoculars. That ball did not go very far. So second down on the way here for Roosevelt. Lakers still with that up-tempo offense. 2nd and 10 for Roosevelt at their own 25-yard line. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Chihino back to throw. Immediately zips one near side. Slant route caught here and brought across the 35 to about the 38, 39, maybe the 40. A wrestling match there at the end of that play. Short pass caught by Norian Espedron. And again, it looked like they were trying to wrestle the ball away from him, but he was able to hold on nicely. And it'll be a first down for Roosevelt. Lakers' 7th first down of the game. Quick snap. Chihino trying to get out of pressure there. Didn't work out. He got sacked back at the 35-yard line. Tim Allen, senior defensive back from Compton, California, getting through for the play defensively for Ferris State. Ball is at the Roosevelt 35. 2nd down and 15 coming up now for Roosevelt. C.J. Hood is to the left side as a receiver. There are 3 receivers left and 1 right. Cam Davis to the right of Chihino in the backfield. And whistles and markers are down. Officials will confer and we'll see about the call. 10-11 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
False start against the Lakers. So that will be the 3rd penalty of the day against Roosevelt. And it'll cost them 5 yards. So put the ball back now to the Laker 30-yard line. 1 wide receiver left, and 2 to the right. Pass to the near side, and off the mark there, intended for Michael Prokos. And Justin Payout was back on the coverage for Ferris State.
Defense number 6. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
So a flag down and a 15-yarder called against Ferris State, and that'll give the Lakers the 1st down. So move the ball up now to the 45-yard line. And 1st and 10 now for RU. Norbert Espedron is wide to the left side. 2 receivers to the near right. Zach Zella back in at quarterback now for Roosevelt. Hands off to Cam Davis up the middle into the secondary to the 45. And run down from behind right around the 40 or 41. Let's see where they spot it. Cam Davis really quickly able to surge through the opening and pick up the yardage. Injury timeout here. Gain of 14 for Cam Davis. Player down for Roosevelt. That is one of the linemen down and the training staff out to attend. There's Gabriel Cran, 6'2" offensive lineman, junior from Chicago. 9:46 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 45-0 Ferris State with the lead. They led 42-0 at the break. Kind of an interesting game for the Lakers offensively here today, in that good hand here now as injured Laker will stay on his feet and he'll come out for a bit. Lakers got some good momentum on their first 2 drives of the game, but both times they fizzled right around this part of the field, as a matter of fact. So 1st and 10 now for Roosevelt at the 41-yard line of Ferris State. Slot right, nobody wide left. Zach Zella takes the snap. Davis off the handoff, up the middle, went left, then went right, and he's piled up and dropped. About the 40, make that the 36-yard line.
Number 22, Cam Davis.
Looks like a gain of about 5, 2nd and 5 on the way. Byers on the tackle for Ferris State. So 2nd down on the way. Spot the ball just shy of the Ferris State 36-yard line. 2nd and 5 for Roosevelt. Slot right, slot left. Motion to the near side. That's Hood in motion. Quick play action. Toss to Hood here, right flat. Got a block. Tries to move here to his right up the right sideline. Still on his feet inside the 15, inside the 25, now into the red zone. He nearly got to the 15. He was finally dropped around the 18-yard line. Oh, real nice yards after the catch on that play for Roosevelt. And they move into the red zone for the first time this afternoon.
Number 18, C.J. Hood with the reception.
So the ball now is at the Ferris State 18. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Wing to the right as well. Zella out of the shotgun, takes the snap. Hands off to Cam Davis. Came to the near side, got outside the containment, angles near sideline and out of bounds around the 12.
22, Cam Davis, the ball carrier. There is a flag.
Penalty marker down on the play. Penalty starting to become more frequent.
Offense number 51. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay. 1st down.
Holding against Roosevelt. So that'll be a 10-yard walk-off here for the Lakers. 8:26 remaining in the 3rd quarter. It has been all Ferris State here today. 45-0 is the score. Three receivers in tight to the right. Norbert Esperdon is split left side. Davis went in motion to the left, came back to the right, took the handoff. Got outside the near side numbers, and he spun down at about the 27-yard line. Charlie Spencer, correction. That's Adonis Ferguson, the freshman defensive back, 6 foot 175 from Hollywood, Florida, on the tackle. Double numbers there for Ferris State. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. That's Prokos wide right. 2nd and 17 for the Lakers at the Ferris State 25. Lakers for the moment trying to get back into the run zone. Play action, back to throw, backpedaling, and then Zella lobs it and underthrown. A flag down. It is intercepted and dropped at about the 2. We'll see about the penalty. Saw the flag come flying in as the ball was at its apex in the air, headed toward the goal line.
Pass interference. Defense number 22. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic. 1st down.
So pass interference the call, and that'll give the Lakers an automatic 1st down as we're right near the halfway point of the 3rd quarter. 2 receivers spread out very wide to the right side. And to the left side is Norbert Esperdron. Here's C.J. Hood wide right, actually in the slot to the right. Now 3 receivers will be brought to the right side. So they overloaded here near side, no one wide left. Zella turns, end around here to Hood, and he'll be dropped around the 14-yard line. C.J. Hood going in motion, taking the inside handoff, but not going far on that play.
Stopped by number 9, Alex Springs, and number 10, Ralph Carter.
Alex Springs and Ralph Carter credited with a tackle for Ferris State. 2nd and 9 at the Ferris State 14 for Roosevelt. Zell out of the shotgun, takes the snap. Looks like a little bit of an awkward handoff to Cam Davis. He tried to get outside the numbers, wrapped up and taken down from behind. Good defensive pursuit for Ferris State on that play. Zach Kelly, the defensive lineman from Grand Rapids, Michigan, from behind, able to make the tackle for Ferris State. 3rd down and 8 coming up now for Roosevelt. Lakers just 2 of 11 in 3rd down conversions in the ball game. 2 receivers left, and it looks like 1 right. Inside 6.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Awkward fake and a handoff and a play action move there, and a throw over the middle, incomplete at about the 2-yard line. Looked like there was a little bit of a hesitation there on the attempt at kind of the play action movement. Michael Prokos, the intended receiver. So 4th down on the way now for Roosevelt. 4th and 8 from the 13. Two receivers right, and 1 left side. That is Norbert Espedron. Zach Zella with Davis to his left of the backfield. Motion to the far side now by C.J. Hood. And 3-quarter pass to the far side, and a leaping interception made about 3 yards deep in the end zone. Ball got intended for C.J. Hood, and the interception made, as we said, about 3-4 yards deep in the end zone along the far side. So the interception going to Alex Springs, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Ferris State. So the Lakers knock on the door, but they cannot break the door down, and they are still scoreless in this game. A new quarterback coming into the game now, Chase Carter for Ferris State, as a slot to the left side, and receivers to the right. They'll run a sweep far side. Got a block up the far sideline. 35-40, 45-50. Oh, this could go all the way. 25-20, 15, 10-5. Touchdown, Ferris State. 80 yards on the sweep to the far side. Dion Small getting a block far sideline and went all the way for the touchdown. So now it is a 51-0 Bulldog lead. And this time they get the big play, but on the ground.
Number 35, Eddie Jewett.
Here's Eddie Jewett on for the point after. High snap, but a good hold. Good set down, and then the hold, and the kick is going to go through, and we have a time on the field. 6:02 for the 3rd, and Ferris State adds to their lead. They're up 52-0. This is Roosevelt football on FloCollege. So a 52-point lead now as it officially goes. 80 yards for Dion Small on the touchdown run. .585 yards of offense so far this afternoon for Ferris State. They are rolling up the yardage here today. Lakers have 188. So here's Mitch Middleton to kick away now for Ferris State. Two receivers back for the Lakers. Norian Espedron and Cam Davis are back deep for RU. And the kick. Right down the middle. Who wants it? Caught at about the 3-yard line by Davis. Goes to the outside. 25-30 up the far sideline, 35-40, and out of bounds around the 45-yard line. Great return for Cam Davis. And the Lakers will set things up with fine field position on this possession with 5:51 remaining here in quarter number 3. Lakers have had 3 players attempt passes today. Zach Zella, 10 of 21 for 79 yards, 2 interceptions. And Zella now remaining in the ball game. Slot right and a slot left as well. Motion out of the backfield. Snap. Toss to the near side flat. And this will be advanced to about I thought it was going to end at the 45. Play continuing on, and the Lakers will be able to bring it into Ferris State territory. So bring the ball down to the Ferris State 49-yard line.
Smith, the ball carrier. Second down.
And so it'll be 2nd and 1 now for Roosevelt. Ball is at the Ferris State 49-yard line. Slot right. Single receiver to the, there was a slot left, single receiver right. They'll run it off the right side of the line here, and this will be good for first down yardage, it appears. Time starting to wind down here in this third quarter. And it was a Roosevelt first down. Two receivers left, one right. Zella out of the shotgun. Motion out of the backfield. Zella back to throw. Quick toss over the middle. And in a crowd, looks like the catch made, yep, at about the 40-yard line of Ferris State. Little toss right over the middle. Tyler Gaines, his second catch of the day for the Lakers. And I'm going to go back and see if that's accurate here. I know Gaines was an intended receiver earlier on in the game. But that was, it looks like an incompletion, so it's his first grab of the day. Ball is at the 40-yard line of Ferris State. Two receivers right, one to the left side. Now they'll send it to the near sideline for the, look to the near sideline for instructions. And here's the snap. Settle back to throw. Tried to toss it underneath, broken up at the line of scrimmage. I think Cam Post got a hand on it. He's a sophomore defensive lineman from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Brings up a 3rd and 3. R.J. Smith now will line up to the left of Zach Zella in the backfield. Slot right and a single wide receiver to left on 3rd and 3 from the 40-yard line. And a quarterback keeper here for Zella. Angles to the left. Tries to get to the line of gain, and I believe he was able to get there. He's down eventually at about the 35-yard line. And that will, in fact, move the chains for the 14th first down of the game for Roosevelt. Lakers, as we talked about throughout the afternoon, they have been able to get at times some good momentum moving up the field, just so far not able to put points on the board. Turnovers a factor in that realm. Two receivers left and one to the right. Zella, bit of a high snap, but he's back to throw. Ropes one to the near side and incomplete at about the 25-yard line. Pass intended for Michael Prokos.
Pass incomplete, intended for number 21, Michael Prokos.
And it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up. Offensive unit will look back now to the near side, at the line of to the near sideline. 2:55 to go in the third quarter. Two receivers to the right and one to the left side. Here's the snap. Handoff here to R.J. Smith off left guard and tackle. Not able to get much. They'll pile him up right near the line of scrimmage.
Number 3, R.J. Smith, the ball carrier.
And it looked like first contact was made, and it was by Cam Post. So now 2nd down coming up. Correction, 3rd down on the way. 3rd and 10 from the Ferris State 35-yard line. Three receivers right, one to the left side. Make it two to the left now, as R.J. Smith is in the slot to the left side. Zella back to throw, under some pressure. Try to set up a screen left side, and it'll be to the 30 and down to about the 27-yard line for Norbert Espedron on the short catch and run. got piled up there near the far side numbers. As we head now, we are at the 2-minute mark, time remaining in the third quarter.
The ball carrier, stopped by number 92, Cam Post.
Cam Post again credited with a tackle for Ferris State. Prokos wide right. Single receiver left. 4th and 2 for Roosevelt now. Espedron in motion to the near side. Handoff to R.J. Smith. Nope. Play action. Ball tossed over to the far side and caught inside the 20. Battling for yards along the far sideline. Quite the pile up there. Jack Young Jr. on the reception was surrounded by Ferris State defenders, and he got pushed out of bounds inside the 15 at about the 13, and that'll be good for a first down for Roosevelt. Lakers, their first 4th down conversion in 4 tries in the ball game. All right, 2 receivers left. Norbert Espedron is wide left side. Norian Espedron in the slot to the right side. They have a 1 wide receiver to the right. Zella out of the shotgun, back to throw. Looking, under pressure. Unloads as he was hit. Intended for Jack Young Jr. and incomplete right around the 12. A lot of bumping going on at the back end of that play as well. Ryan Ahern was back on the coverage, and on the public address they credit Eric Jackson, a junior defensive back, with getting a hand on the ball. He's a junior from Largo, Florida. So, 2nd and 10, 48 seconds for the third quarter. Prokos wide right. And a couple of receivers to the left side. Hand up to Cam Davis. And he turns the corner, and he's inside the 10, maybe to the 9. Let's see where they give him forward progress.
Number 18, C.J. Hood.
And so it'll be put down at about the 10.
Cam Davis. 3rd down.
So we have 3rd down on the way. Clock rolling at 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 3rd down and 6 at the 13-yard line. Zach Zella now coming from the near side back toward the line of scrimmage. Change in personnel for Ferris State defensively. Slot to the left. Prokos wide right. Hand off to Davis. Had a large hole initially. That got plugged up, and Davis was down at about the 7. Met by multiple defenders, and we come to the end of the third quarter. So we have played through 3 on this first Saturday in October, and your score heading to quarter 4. Ferris State 52, Roosevelt nothing. Lakers trying to get their first points of the game on the board. We'll see if they can do it as we return after a break. This is Roosevelt football on FloCollege.
From our first day, Roosevelt has been a place for all. Before it was widely accepted, Dr. Edward Sparling stood for social justice. When asked to take a racial and religious census, he simply responded, "We don't count that way." And 62 faculty members walked out with him. Together, they founded Roosevelt University, a place for you to belong.
Back here as we return for quarter number 4 at Morris Field. And 45-0 in favor of, I should say 52-0 in favor of Ferris State. Total yards, 585 for Ferris State, 239 through 3 quarters for Roosevelt now. Zach Zella brings his team back out onto the field. He's 14 of 28, 117 yards and 2 interceptions. So, 4th and 4 now at the 7-yard line. Lakers they can't get a first down without scoring. Play action. Zella kind of sidearms it to the near sideline to Jack Young Jr. He got pushed out of bounds, and the sticks are all the way at the other end of the field, so not sure whether he made the line to gain there. And Jack Young Jr. stopped short, it appears, as it'll be Ferris State with the ball. So the Lakers, their deepest foray into Ferris State territory, but it comes up empty. And so the Bulldogs will take over first down and 10. As we are 10 seconds into the fourth quarter. Ferris State on their way to a 5-0 record. Lakers will drop to 1-3 for the year. Schedule really kind of ramps up now after the off week last week for both teams. 2 receivers right and 2 left. And off the long snap, keeper here and getting to the outside into the 20 and pushed out of bounds right around the 22 or 23-yard line. Chase Carter. And he was able to bring the ball out to the Ferris State 21-yard line. So that'll be good for a first down. Harvey on the tackle for the Lakers. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Carter again a keeper. Double pump. Keeps it up the far side. He's in open space. He's at the 45-50. Made a man miss. Then he lost his balance, but he's down at the Roosevelt 46-yard line.
Quarterback Chase Carter. There is a flag on the field.
Penalty marker down. I believe that would go as a 33-yard gain if it holds.
Official timeout for an injured player.
And we have an injured player also necessitating an official's timeout. A Laker down on the field all the way back near the 35-yard line here on the far side to our left.
Sideline warning. Ferris State.
So Ferris State gets a sideline warning while they attend to the injured Laker. Cannot yet tell who that player is. We'll be back with you tomorrow on FloCollege, 12 noon. Roosevelt University Women's Soccer Roosevelt hosting Parkside. And now back on his feet will be Derek Whaley, the 6'2 defensive back from Lansing, Illinois. So the ball will be spotted at the 46-yard line, far hash. Here again now, Chase Carter awaiting the long snap. 3 receivers deployed to the right, motion to the far side now. Fake on a handoff. Carter right up the gut here into the secondary, and he's down to the 25-yard line. That happening in a heartbeat there. A pickup of about 21 on the play, and first down and 10 on the way for Ferris State. Ferris State on that carry, picking up first down number 22 in the game.
First down, Bulldogs.
So first and 10 at the Roosevelt 25. 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. Carter out of the shotgun has a man to his left in the backfield. Handoff. They'll run a sweep to the far side, cutting up the far sideline outside the numbers. 10 to the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Ferris State. 25-yard sweep to the far side, and Ferris State able to extend their lead. LeSean Mumfield, the 5'10 sophomore from Detroit, Michigan, making it a 58-0 lead for Ferris State.
Number 35, Eddie Jewett will attempt.
Here's Eddie Jewett on now for the point after. Well, that was a great display of running there along the far side to get into the end zone. There was a lot of traffic there along the far sideline, but they get it. They get the 6 on the board. Here's the snap, and the kick is good. Time on the field, 3:15 remaining. Ferris State now up 59-0. This is Roosevelt football on FloCollege.
One, two, three, Lakers!
Ferris State putting up 76 on the board in their last game 2 weeks ago. They had a bye week last week, and they're not quite to that point yet, but they are approaching the 60-point plateau as they lead at 59-0. So a 25-yard run by LaShawn Mumfield, giving Ferris State their 59-0 lead. Actually, it was the PAT that put them up by 59, if you want to be technical about it. And on the kickoff, a short kick high into the air, and it is going to be fumbled at about the 27. Large pile up here. And it will, I believe, be Laker ball. Yep.
Number 84, Chris Lindo ended up.
So it'll be Roosevelt with the possession. Chris Lindo, senior, or rather the sophomore from Chicago, coming out of the group of players there who are emerging with the ball, and the Lakers will have it 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Ferris State, 21 points in each of the first 2 quarters, 10 in the third, and now 7 so far here in the final frame. 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the near left. Zach Zella started the game for the Lakers. Was taken out, now back in. Line drives it far side. Ball caught and brought to about the 39-yard line. Quick toss and catch. As on the reception for Roosevelt, that was Tyler Gaines.
Stopped on the play by number 13, Damari Jenkins. 2nd down.
Ball brought now to about the 39-yard line. Damari Jenkins making the tackle there, the freshman defensive back from Rockledge, Florida. 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. Zella, quick snap, quick toss, right side. Got a block and across the 50 to about the 47-yard line. Again, catch and short run, got the benefit of a good block there. As Chico Thomas catch and short run. And it is going to be 1st and 10 now at the Ferris State 48. Javier Jones, defensive back from Des Moines, Iowa, making the tackle on the previous play. Back to throw Zach Zella now. Lobs it near side, and let's see if that's going to be ruled a catch. Incomplete is the call. So Nakoa Villanueva, 5'10" wide receiver from Kapa'a, Hawaii. The intended receiver, not able to make the grab, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 at the Ferris State 48-yard line. Well, a lot of players able to get reps in this game, with the game pretty much decided fairly early on here this afternoon. Slot left, single receiver to the right. Zella, about a 3-step drop. Low ball here to the near side. Ball caught by, I think, Villanueva again, and it'll be brought inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. Huge pileup at the end of that play. It was Nakoa Villanueva on the catch. And so it'll be brought to the 40-yard line. And it'll be 3rd and short from the 40 of Ferris State. 2 receivers right, and Villanueva wide to the left side. Here's the snap. Faking a handoff. Zella will keep it, angling outside the numbers, and scampers out of bounds at around the 33-yard line. So that should be good for the 1st down, as it looks like they will move the chains far side. Hesitated there, but heard the announcement on the public address. Had not yet seen the chains move, so had to wait. Anyway, 3 receivers left, 1 to the right side. Ball at the Ferris State 33. Ball on the near hash. Zella, straight drop on the long snap. Tosses it near side, underthrown and intercepted. Return to the near side, right along with the numbers to the 40. And it will end right around the maybe 38 or 39-yard line. Interception and then returned by Javier Jones. And that's the 4th interception of the game for Roosevelt quarterbacks this afternoon. So now 10:40 remains. And Ferris State.
During the return, personal foul, block below the waist. Roosevelt, number 7. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down, Ferris State.
So add 15 more yards on that call. Lakers will now have 5 penalties for 45 yards this afternoon. Ferris State 9 for 70 today. So the ball is at the 46, 1st and 10. Laker defense right back onto the field now. Chase Carter awaiting the long snap for Ferris State. Has a receiver to the right and 2 left. Snap. Carter on a keeper right up the gut here, and he's hit and dropped around the 39-yard line. Someone lost their helmet out there. And that player looks like slow getting up.
Stopping the play by number 29, Stacy Terry, and number 44, Steven Wilson.
Yeah, the player that lost his headgear there is Terrence Turner, 5'11" defensive lineman from Detroit, Michigan. So the ball spotted to the 40-yard line. Laker defense back out onto the field. Clock holding for the moment at 10:33 to go in the game. Now they wind it. So, single receiver left, 2 right now. Motion to the far side. Long snap. Chase Carter will hand it off and into the secondary. Large yardage here, and it'll be brought down inside the 20 to the 18. That play in a heartbeat, getting deep into the Laker defense as Jake Price, the redshirt freshman running back from Muskegon, Michigan, on the call. Picking up large yardage there, as we mentioned. Gain of 21 on the play, and it'll be 1st and 10 now for Ferris State as they move into the red zone. They may go by the 60-point mark here in the next few moments. 2 receivers left, 1 right. They'll hand it off up the middle. Large hole again. Good low tackle made, at least low contact. As it'll be brought inside the 15 to about the 14 or 13 by Price. Flying in low there to make the opening contact was Connor Sleewa, the 6-foot defensive back from Wheaton, Illinois. 2 receivers to the left now and 1 right. 2nd and 5. Ball is at the Laker 14. They'll run it now to the outside to the 10 and 5. Breaking a tackle, heading toward the pylon. Touchdown Ferris State up the left sideline. That was Jake Price bouncing off a man early on in the sequence, ultimately able to take it to the house. And it is now a 65-0 lead for Ferris State. So more points on the board. Bulldogs now their 2nd highest point total of the season.
Number 35, Eddie Jewett.
Here's Eddie Jewett, who's been very busy today with the points after. Spot and the kick, and it will be through. And we have a timeout on the field. The score, with 8:59 to go in the ball game. Ferris State 66, Roosevelt nothing. This is Roosevelt football on FloCollege. Producer director Cam Shikaski, we were chatting during the break, making the observation the offensive line for Ferris State just opening wide open, gaping holes for the running backs to go through, and Ferris State has been able to take full advantage. And they now lead it 66-0. So Jake Price, the 14-yard touchdown run. And here's the kickoff now. See if the Lakers can get some points on the board. End over ender. Short kick fielded by Cam Davis around the 20 and brought to the 29. Bit of a pileup there at the end of the play.
Number 22, Cam Davis with the reception and return.
Chris Lands
30, Ryan Ahern.
made first contact, and Ryan Ahern came in to finish off the play on special teams for Ferris State. Ball is at the Roosevelt 29-yard line. And 1st and 10 for Zach Zella and his Roosevelt Lakers offense. 8:54 to go in the game. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left side. Zella out of the shotgun. And a fake to C.J. Hood. Zach will keep it himself. Got outside the numbers near side, and then he's hit hard at about the 37-yard line. So good yardage there for Zach Zella on the ground. It brings up a 2nd and 2 for the Lakers now. Zach came into the game with 69 rushing yards this season and picks up a few there. 2nd and 8. 2nd and 2, rather, after the gain of 8. 2 receivers in tight right and 1 wide left. Zella out of the gun. Fakes a handoff, tosses it right flat. Well diagnosed by Ferris State, and this play goes nowhere fast. Damari Jenkins was right there ready and waiting to make the play for Ferris State. Chico Thomas just nowhere to go after he made the catch. So it'll be 3rd down coming now for the Lakers. 3rd and 6 from their own 33 on the far hash. Just now we're getting to the halfway point of the 4th quarter. Kind of game now where you want to wind it down and have everybody get out without any injuries. Game decided some time ago. Zach Zella out of the shotgun. And they'll hand it off as they'll run it off right guard and tackle, and bouncing off some initial contact and then trying to surge forward for yardage there was Chris Riley Richardson. And it'll be spotted at the Roosevelt 36.
Number 26, Chris Riley Richardson, the ball carrier.
Brings up 4th down, so the Lakers' drive will stall. Owen O'Sullivan in the kick now for RU. Back deep is Brady Rose for Ferris State. Now it's 6:35 remaining in the ball game. Lakers will try to bounce back next week. They'll be on the road at Saginaw Valley State. Here's the kick. Another booming kick from Owen O'Sullivan. Fair catch signaled for. It takes a bounce. Rolls inside the 10, and it'll be down right about there. 55-yard kick, no return. And it'll be Ferris State to take over deep in their own end with 6:17 remaining in this contest. Ferris State next week. They will be at home against Wayne State. And as we noted, Roosevelt will be on the road as their GLIAC schedule continues. There's a run off the right side of the line, then cutting back to the left. The ball brought out across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. Good run there. Again, a quick surge off the offensive line, and Jake Price on the carry. Two receivers left and one to the right side. New quarterback is in now for Ferris State, by the way. And this will be a quarterback keeper, and it'll be run to the far side, and the play will end right around the 24 or 25-yard line. So in at quarterback is Charlie Spencer. He's the junior quarterback, 6 foot 200-pounder from Thousand Oaks, California. Slot left and a single wide receiver to the right. 2nd and 6 for Ferris State to their own 24-yard line. And a run right up the middle here, and it'll be brought across the 30 to the 35. Another nice gain of yardage for Jake Price, who's come into the game late and starting to put some stats up on the board here this afternoon.
With the ball carried. Stopped on the play by number 20, Connor Sliwa. First down.
Now that is a first down for Ferris State. Connor Sliwa, the stop for Roosevelt. 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left side. Snap. Handoff up the middle, and this time well diagnosed by the Lakers defense.
Number 24, Jake Price.
Price getting the carry up the middle. He was met by Steven Wilson, the 5'11 linebacker from Chicago, transfer from Illinois State. Good defensive work for the Lakers. We're inside 4.5 minutes remaining in the game. 2nd and 11 now for Ferris State. Bit of a discussion going on along the far sideline. As the Ferris State Bulldogs rolling along here in this 2025 season. And Ferris State took a timeout. We'll take a quick break and come back. 3:59 for the game. Ferris State the lead by 66-0 on FloCollege.
One, two, three, Lakers!
Back with you tomorrow on FloCollege for Roosevelt University Women's Soccer. Roosevelt hosting the Parkside Rangers. 12 noon Central Time. We'll be right here at this very spot to call it tomorrow on FloCollege. As we come out of the timeout, 2nd and 11 on the board for Ferris State at their own 34-yard line. Slot to the right. They'll hand it up the middle and breaking a couple of tackles and out to about the 46 or 47-yard line. Very impressive for Jake Price since he's come into the game for Ferris State.
Stopped by number 39, Mark Allen.
Prior to that carry, he had 60 yards rushing. And that'll move him up after this last carry to probably 3rd in rushing today for Ferris State. Dion Small leads the way at the moment with 80 yards on 1 carry. That was on that long touchdown. Ferris State keeping things on the ground here. They'll bring it into Roosevelt territory to about the 47-yard line. Charlie Spencer on the keeper. Pete Crossan on the tackle, 5'11 linebacker from Valparaiso, Indiana. Look to the far sideline now, 2:50 remaining in the ball game. 2 receivers right and 1 left. Looks like 2nd and about 4 here. Motion to the far side. Faking a handoff. Again, a quarterback keeper. And it'll advance the ball down to about the 44-yard line for Charlie Spencer.
Quarterback Charlie Spencer on the carry.
Spencer picking up some yardage here late in the game. So 3rd down on the way. Stacy Terry on the tackle, his 2nd of the day, the 5'11 defensive back from Hazel Crest, Illinois. 3rd and 1 now for Ferris State to the Roosevelt 44. And we will wind down to the 2-minute timeout, which has arrived presently. 2 minutes remaining in the game. It's a 66-0 lead for Ferris State. We'll come back for the finish after this timeout on FloCollege.
From our first day, Roosevelt has been a place for all. Before it was widely accepted, Dr. Edward Sparling stood for social justice. When asked to take a racial and religious census, he simply responded, "We don't count that way." And 62 faculty members walked out with him. Together, they founded Roosevelt University, a place for you to belong.
So heading to the final 2 minutes this afternoon, and as we come back,
Quarterback Charlie Spencer with the keeper.
Charlie Spencer brought down quickly as they snapped the ball just as we came back out of the break. 1:46 now remaining in the ball game. Clock continuing to roll. And Ferris State, what can you say? They're great. 3 national championships this decade. Number 1 team in the nation, undefeated. And their top-rated offense impressive again here this afternoon. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left side. Spencer, hands off, running off the left side of the line, and bringing it out to the far sideline, and finally run out of bounds. Let's see where they spot the football as Jake Price getting more yardage here. That'll be good for a first down for Ferris State. Lakers will try to bounce back. Stacey Terry on the tackle for the Lakers. And that'll be, I believe, first down number 30 for Ferris State. 2 receivers left and 2 right. Tight end set right as well. Spencer now, the only man in the backfield for Ferris State. Under a minute remaining in the game. Well, Ferris State, unless they score here and get an extra point, they will not get to their high water mark of the 70-plus points they had in the game a couple of weeks ago. Keeper here, and the play ending right around the 26-yard line. And let's see here. There will not need to be another snap. So the 2 teams will come here to their respective sidelines. Handshakes will ensue here at midfield. We'll wrap it up quickly here this afternoon, and we'll get ready for our soccer broadcast tomorrow. As your final again here will be 66-0 in favor of Ferris State. Ferris State scoring early and often here this afternoon. And in the end, just too much offense for the Lakers to handle here today. So Ferris State moving to 5-0 on the year. And the Lakers will drop to 1-3. They'll try to bounce back and try to get a win on the road next week at Saginaw Valley State. Our great thanks to Jacob Trayson on stats. Thanks as well to our producer-director Cam Shikaski and our Roosevelt University video crew. And our thanks to all of you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We'll be back tomorrow for women's soccer at 12 noon. Roosevelt hosting Parkside, and we hope you'll be here for that. Final score again here this afternoon from Morris Field in Arlington Heights. The Ferris State Bulldogs 66, the Roosevelt University Lakers nothing. Hope to see you for soccer either way in 2. We see you again down the road. Thanks for tuning in. And for now, from Morris Field in Arlington Heights, Illinois, this is Tom Westenfeld wishing you all a very pleasant good afternoon.